Um, I wanted to try. Fuck. I'm gonna reach out to him tomorrow to find out what day for sure that he's available, because he's been dealing with a lot, including the lawyers, and I don't know when he's more free to speak. Because when he goes, he could really go. His stories are His stories are insane, man. I'm not kidding. From the comic book world to convention shit to people he's trained, like these elite guys who shouldn't really exist. He showed me photos of what his knife could do in field. It's like the stuff of nightmares. I'm not kidding.
Hey, check it out.
I'm like,
I got
what?
the link. You guys go click on the link for Google Hangouts, and I got it running through OBS right now.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
I'll open mine as well then.
I got it running through OBS right now.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
I'll open mine as well then.
This is such jacked up stuff, dude.
I think. Yeah, tell me about it. Hold on, I'm trying. All right, I open up my OBS, so I think like you should be able to see my campaign and shit when I hit the link. All right, let me jump out of here. Hold on, I'm trying. All right, I open up my OBS. All right, I'll click your new link. I think like you should be able to see my campaign and shit when I hit the link. All right, let me jump out of here. Hold on, I'm trying. All right, I open up.
All right. See?
I'll click your new link.
See if I can just share
You
screen.
there? I see you.
All right, let me jump out of here.
All right. See? And then you put it on. See if I can just share like the free hovering, so whenever someone talks, you get to see their drawing basically.
All right.
See? And then you put it on. Like the
Got a share screen on here as well? I don't remember.
You get to see their drawing basically. Hover over the screen, and these little tree headers come down, and it's like one's like plus and a person, one's a cog.
See it.
Dots. If you click on the tree dots, then you see share screen.
Got it.
Wait, where the hell is that?
If you just hover over the.
For what?
Got it.
Wait, actually no, you don't have to hover over anything. It's right up in the corner. If you just hover over the right-hand corner.
Right here?
For what?
Wait, actually no, you don't have to hover over anything. It's right up in the right.
Okay, I got you.
Right-hand corner.
Right here?
For what? Share screen.
Wait.
Okay, one sec.
Okay,
Okay, I got you.
Right-hand corner.
Oh, it's open, right?
No.
Okay, I'll close it. I don't know. Do you think I remember any of this shit? Oh, it's open, right? It's been a long ass time since we since I used I don't know, Hangouts. Do you think I remember any of this shit?
This is the most jacked up thing ever.
Oh, that's. Oh, what is that from? What's this book?
What, on my screen?
Yeah.
It's my new pirate book I've been working on.
Oh, that's sweet. What is that from?
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's a very violent one. It's gonna be cool.
I didn't know you inked over. Your stuff was so sort of clean pencils. And painterly that you just kind of colored underneath it.
Yeah, but I've done both. It depends on kind of the project, what I'm doing. But this one's getting inks. This one has traditional inks as well. I just feel like doing them digitally, and it works out better for doing this stream tonight.
All right, let me see here.
So, and then it's I go with whatever I feel like doing. No, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, no, that looks cool, man.
Yeah. This one has some pages are totally digital and like really fucking painterly. Yeah, and other ones like I wanted to really showcase some of the line work and some of like the action sequences and pages like this. It's gonna be cool. And so I'm all about getting like the really fun journey stuff like this. You'll see a lot of like those beautiful like Caribbean skies and ocean and that kind of stuff. And then yeah, these gnarly pages, journey, so pure action and fucked up shit going on.
All right, now let me go tell everybody else that we're in a completely different area. Where's Carl at? Oh, there he is. I see him. All right. And I'll be enjoying some Walking Dead wine tonight.
Ooh, excellent.
In a sake glass.
I'm not exactly drinking, but I feel like I'm kind of wasted. That counts, right?
Yeah, it all counts. Fuck it.
Wanger's confused why we switched to Hangouts.
I always don't tell Wenger that I don't tell Wenger that I told you to use OBS because all I do is tell him not to use OBS.
Well, we have no choice because we need to do it this way. Oh, shit. We should have much fucking left. That guy's
Yeah,
hilarious.
that's this shit with
Just to
drawn
shoot the
streams.
shit. Yeah.
Someone just steering. I saw like Mike had said he might come in a bit.
I gotta put the new link in there
Okay,
for him.
cool.
Oh wait, I
That'd be
did.
good
I
if you
did.
have just someone to steer
Yeah.
stuff. Or even Wenger. I think Wenger just if Wenger comes in, he most likely just sort of
He's just fine. Yeah.
he's not
Oh
gonna.
yeah,
He said he doesn't like drawn streams like out flat.
They're boring as shit. That's why you gotta
I don't
drink
know,
and
like,
get stupid.
day one. School, my you're way too hardcore. You're doing this to me on a weekday, 2 a.m.
Whatever.
I'm gonna get drunk from delirium in a minute.
What do you
I really want to get this. Like, I have a goal. I need to get this page done, and then I have one panel on an Ashcan page
is that for part 2 or is that for the current?
that I have the pencil and ink. This is no, this is one, but it says page 13 because I split it in the chapters because they were coming out in different issues originally. So it's really like page 50 or page, I think it's page 60 something.
Oh,
So
wow.
the book hasn't finished yet. Like it's almost finished, right? Like
Amount of stuff to do. I basically have to knock out a single thing every day, and then I'll be
done by the time it's
on. But there's some of those days I'm going to be able to knock out 2 things or whatever. But we'll see.
Thanks, man.
that's awesome.
It's the colors, man. Colors are fucking. Some of the stuff is like,
Dude, I
man,
hate coloring. I dread
Oh, yeah.
coloring. Like if you need a
You know,
flatter,
I'm like-
I can hook you up. The guy's good and he charges $7
Oh no,
a
I have
page.
like the best flatter ever. I have this dude from the Philippines who's like the fucking coolest
It's
guy.
probably the
All
same
he does is
guy.
call you sir. James whatever, James
Let me see,
something.
I
I think
think-
his name is James something with P.
There's one guy who would harass me like on fucking DeviantArt for years. I'm like, I don't use a flatter. He's trying to give me his prices. I'm like, dude, I'm. At the time, I didn't have like all these fucking projects and shit. Now I'm going, maybe I should look for them.
Oh, dude, flatters are so
Dude, I
good.
love flatters.
Yeah, but it depends.
I never use flatters. This is my first time using flatters now, and it's like
Not flat earthers.
Yeah.
Flatters.
like the the worst thing for me when I used flat was pick the best color, and
Yeah.
I get lost trying to just pick the right color, even though it's all this crazy colors going down, and I'd be like, no, well, trying to think, I wouldn't be able to like separate myself from the.
Yeah.
And this guy just sends them back, and I mean, he keeps most of the character on sort of reference, but go in and you fix them, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna mess with it and start to
Yeah.
play around.
No, it's good and it makes sense, especially if you already have like a bunch of pages for them to, as a reference point. I know like some of the stuff I'm doing right now on this book, I can't use a fucking flatter because it's what's in my head,
Yeah.
I know the lighting, the mood, the colors I want to use, and I just kind of go with it. So I mean, sometimes it's very tedious, it gets fucking annoying, but other times it's a pure joy to just start painting.
Dude, the first page I gave this guy was that double splash page of that going like all these
Oh,
broken
shit.
planets and little meteorites, and I was like, I got the flashback, and I was like, this is like peaceful in my life.
Good. Oh,
Look at these
nice.
facts. I was like, I didn't have to like single out one of these meteors, you know, one of these tiny little
Yeah.
fucking details. I was like, can you keep all the characters to one layer and all the background elements to one layer? And he did it. That's so quick. He got like 10 pages back to me in like about 2 days.
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
they're quick. These
That's
guys
fucking
are
great.
insanely
And he
quick.
did it.
Yeah, the guy I'm talking about.
And it's not crap,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
they're quick.
good shit.
These guys are
Great.
insanely quick.
Good quality.
Yeah, the guy
That's
I'm
cool.
talking about.
And it's not crap,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I clone myself. Oh shit. Yeah. I'm gonna clone myself. I'm gonna make one do all the packing and mailing for me while I get some fucking work done. I'll have another one just doing the streaming.
Yeah, you're doing it like I would, because you're kind of just mailing it as it comes in, right?
Oh yeah,
Like I
yeah.
almost, yeah, that seems like stressful. That seems like I would say, you know what, you're not better off doing it, but it's like running a store, you know, like running an Etsy
Yep.
store. So you have all these orders coming in at different times, and
Yeah.
but people order like that from Etsy stores. I find they dig the
I hate going to the post office.
like sort of really dig the kind of competition in Indiegogo, you know,
Oh yeah. Oh, you think so?
like people don't Etsy or none.
Gotcha.
It's
Well, I
just
mean,
like, you know,
yeah. So
a
you could say
blank
this.
store.
You could say there's competition, but there's also I think it's that we're all pushing each other like crazy.
No,
too.
I don't mean like people be going against each other. I just mean they dig the. I think people dig seeing the numbers go up.
Oh yeah.
There's this because it's so open and all the backers are here, all the numbers are here. It's
Right.
really sort of engaging. It's like you can really help pump this up. It's a way to engage people. Whereas like
Oh,
if you just
for sure.
had a normal store, and I had my books up on a normal store
Yeah.
before in the floppies,
Well,
and like
that's why I want to help my friend out with his knives because yeah, he has his own store as well. But again, like you said, people like seeing the numbers. So if you go on and if you look for like some of like military weapons or knives and shit on Indiegogo, there is a lot of campaigns that made like 6 figures, and it's that because it's a different audience too. It's part of the marketing thing.
yeah.
Is that are people who might not necessarily have seen them or found them, but now they're jumping all over it. So that's why that's the other thing I'm doing. I'm going to help him resize a bunch of his images, but I'm waiting for him to sign up and give me some of the info so I can do that. And I've been doing too fucking much. I'm going to need a vacation because I've been doing those back-to-back campaigns for 7 months now.
I kind of look forward to not doing anything in certain month where I'm sort of stuff out.
Yeah, tell me. Well, that's why I'm ending the kid book one next week, since again it was just small, just to see. And I mean, for like 20 days, and not.
Christmas.
No, we don't.
You do.
Fuck that! Just having all the characters release the same book.
Yeah. It'd be a good idea though, because I mean, if you did have a Christmas book, yeah, because you do the Halloween one, you do the Halloween one on its own, but then you do a Christmas one, and then you package the Halloween one with the Christmas one as well. If people missed out
Yeah,
Just
for next
just
year,
change all the
or
characters in the
for
Halloween
next year
book
would be kind of
to elves and shit.
elves and shit.
yeah, they're already small. They're already like kids. You can just turn them in.
Like the werewolf. The werewolf can be a reindeer or something like that. Just give him a red nose and some horns.
or hairy elf woman. She's what was it, Krampus?
Krampus.
Yeah, no, I'm staying away from the kid book shit. Like I said, I already had that one that was done to begin with. That's why I said, fuck it, let me push it
I did children's books for
just to
years.
see. But
I made a ton of money off of that stupid shit.
huh?
Doing kids books for a company, like, and
Yeah.
yeah, dude, there's a lot of money to be made in there. Or if you're an artist, I don't know
Yeah.
if you actually sell them.
Yeah. Well, it's fucking tricky to get in there because I almost had a deal with a company. And, someone was trying to push for me, and then it just didn't happen. Then I found out he used to work with Rosie O'Donnell, doing a bunch of fucking books for her. And the guy was like giving horror stories and saying how fucking cutthroat it is.
Everything's cutthroat.
That they don't want. Oh yeah, well, I mean they're very, very horrible. If you thought like comics could fucking get tough and nasty,
Yeah.
eggs in the the politics and the stealing and all that shit. They said the kid book market is like 1,000 times worse.
Really? I knew it was cutthroat. I mean, but
Yeah, well, that's what this guy said.
you know, but everything is like anything you try to go into, it
was-
just it's like you just got to deal with fucking assholes.
Oh yeah, assholes and drama. I'm fucking so tired.
And people
of
are so greedy
it.
too,
Which
dude.
which shithead this week is? Yeah, but you fucking trust for half a second. I'm like, dude, I don't even care. Some of the shit that I've been hearing, I'm like, I don't care who's fighting with who. If you guys are fighting, that means you aren't getting any work done.
No. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need to hear drama. I don't care who's fucking with who. But like I said, though, I called out Mike Miller. Really tired of it, and then everyone came fucking after me. And I put him in his spot. I put him in his place. He couldn't say anything when I dropped Logic on him.
Wait, is that
He
Lone
just moved back
Star?
on. He moved back onto Ethan.
Is that who you talking? You
Huh?
talking about Lone Star? The Lone Star guy?
Yeah, Mike
Yeah.
Miller.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you so. Well, yeah, some of that bullshit. Well, because he was.
That's the guy that stole
guy's
that
just
piece
a
from you,
snake
right?
to begin with.
Like he copied a piece that you did.
Oh yeah, yeah. Malin went after him. I didn't even go after him. I just brought it up, and Malin jumped all over him.
I haven't even seen that yet. I haven't seen the he stole. I never even heard it.
Oh, it's. I had it on my Twitter as well. It should still be up somewhere. If you deep dive. It was Poison Ivy. She had back. But he fucking saw it and he did a version of it himself.
I saw some
And
there was some I saw on I looked at the what's it, Indiegogo, and there was one book on like the coming soon or whatever, the mail list, and I don't know what it is, if it's comics here or not, but it was weird because it sounded like graveyard shift. It was graveyard something. And I was like, wow, that's weird. Why would anybody do a book with graveyard in it? And I looked at the art and like the first like Brett Booth piece of like, it was like a Brett Booth Poison Ivy piece that this guy swiped and like kind of put her in a dress. And then there was like a Batmobile and there was like a Brett Booth drawing of the Batmobile, but they were trying to pull it off as some other thing. Just like swipe Brett Boot. Like Brett Boot is like really fucking clear style.
That guy went to the same high school as me.
Did he really?
Brett Booth or the guy who swiped them?
Brett Booth. Brett Booth. The guy who swiped them, that wasn't even the artist. I know who you're talking about. This very, very bizarre dude. Very bizarre. He tried to call people like that we're all supposed to help him. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this is from a hole in the wall. Who is this guy? And then I looked at that shit and I saw the same thing that you're talking about, that he kept swiping other artists, Brett Booth and Jim Lee knockoffs. I saw all over the place. Apparently, I think it's some writer who hired some Asian artist scam artists. Is what
I got to tell you, when I was doing shows, well, I still do shows every now and then, but they're everywhere. Like people are just swiping art off of Google, making prints, and they show up at a con and they just start selling prints of like some dude's artwork.
Dude,
You know?
that fucking drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I had a friend.
And then they got splatter
I had a
art. The
friend who
splatter
was
art's the
doing-
worst. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend who was doing like he was starting to make the t-shirts and the prints, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like he was asking me for help on some stuff, and like how to set up like his t-shirt place or whatever. He was giving it a shot. He started making good money. Then he wanted to get into the print market, and I'm like, well, now you're stealing from all the artists at the shows, and that's exactly what he did. He hired like those Asian guys from overseas, where like for $20, they'll pop out a one of those traced images.
Yeah. They had a guy. What was his name? The guy pressed the. I can't mention his name because he actually sued people for talking slander against him. You know what I'm saying? But he did the exact same thing, and he claimed that it was his work, but it wasn't. He hired a bunch of people overseas to do a bunch of pieces for him, and he would sell them for like super cheap. And yeah, dude, like it was nuts. Nobody wanted to be that dude.
I heard kind of how they operate. There's like one like an art agent sort of.
Yeah.
And he's the one who collects all the money, and like he probably pays those artists. It's like a sweatshop thing. He's the rest. That's kind of how it works, from what I understand. That's why they're so super cheap. When if you talk to one of those guys and they go, "Where did you get that art from?" or "How much did that art cost to do whatever?" They'll be like, "Oh, it only cost me like $45 to do."
I guess it did.
What do you mean? Yeah, because it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
What do you think of people who do the knick-knack stuff, though? Because I know a guy who would.
I don't really mind that too much.
Weird.
That's
They had like
the crafts. That's what you're talking about, like people who do crafts and shit.
Guy that he was just pretty down, like he was a cool guy. Like he had one of those laser cutter sort of things, laser printer things, and he would make these little cool wooden coasters, beer coasters, and he'd like roof tiles, like roof inslates.
Oh, yeah.
He would like laser, etch an image into that, but it was always like I guess he knew what sold, so it would always be movie images. It would always be, like Heath Ledger's Joker,
Oh, and he
Bane from Batman movies. It would just like take a high quality
image,
basically just etch it into I mean, I think the coasters were cooler because he kind of like designed them. They were like cut out or whatever. Like he had cut out parts of it, but he would make bank doing that stuff. And I remember one time there was this guy who was a fucking loser that just, and I was like, what, like he's stealing from like Warner Brothers. He's not stealing from like an artist,
Right.
Well, the problem with that is that
he's kind of just knick-knacky.
with copyright law, like they don't have to go. Everybody thinks like, well, if they come after me, they have to go after everybody. That's absolutely not true. They can go after individuals. They don't need to go after a group. And I knew people that.
Yeah. Well, half of copyright law is showing that you're willing to protect it, right?
That's something
you actually have to show that you're like.
I think
you're like willing to go out there and fight for it, because if a big company like Disney found like a little like like a little family theme park had like a poster of Mickey Mouse advertising it, and Disney waited years, they proved that Disney waited years for them to do this before they hopped on them. And Disney would be in fault because it showed that they're actively trying to,
I don't think that's fan art though. I think that's like if they do a marketing, like they had a guy who did a Wolverine children's book, and Marvel went after him and they sued his ass and they took the children's book and they sold the children's book. You know what I'm saying? Like it was nuts, dude. And he's not allowed at shows anymore, from what I understand. It's kind of a weird type of thing.
There's a lot. Yeah, I don't know what would possess someone to do that. You go, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make a children's book with Wolverine and not get the rights for it. or any kind of permission, that to me is like fucking suicidal.
Well, that's exactly.
Well, you know what's crazy is you have
Yeah.
that guy. You have that person who does those fan comics. He does like zines of like Star Trek. I think he did one. He did a Star Wars one, and they're like super popular online.
But he's never sold them in store stuff, right?
No, he's never sold them in stores, and it's sort of like this thing where, you know, if you go up to his table at a convention, he doesn't sell them online. He only sells them in person,
Yeah.
and you have to like leave a donation. You have to donate to him, and you
Gotcha.
you know, you might wink wink get a comic if you leave a donation.
So he's playing it smarter.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, you know. Like I like all that
Right.
punk shit, like doing cool scenes like zines like that. But
Well, when I was doing my
it's
prints,
also kind of
when I was doing my prints, it was something similar like that. Continue that shit because I'm tired of dealing with. I got my own stuff to do. But
you know,
I mean,
like I haven't been possessed to draw any mainstream characters in like
no.
like 2-3 years, I think. I just haven't
Yeah.
been.
I
I mean, maybe a head sketch every now and then for like a really cool looking guy I want to get out of my head, but
Yep. I'm the
I
same
haven't-
way.
I got an idea for a new
yeah, I'm
comic.
just like not interested at all.
Yeah, it's once you get into doing your own stuff, it's like why waste
Yeah.
time doing their shit?
Yeah,
But damn, I just looked up
exactly.
and Preston's drawn.
This is called. It's my new character.
Sworn.
It's called Sworn to Death. It's going to be a new comic series I'm putting out. I mean, I know it. I'm influenced by a couple of creators, and it's. He's going to be a pirate.
Dude, you should put a pirate in there.
I am.
Put a
I'm
pirate
waiting to see
that
what
like, makes the
I'm waiting
weird
to see what
mask
Vinny
goat
does, so I can get
horns
my
and put him in
pirate.
the background.
Yeah.
What do you mean you wait to see what I do?
Huh? Well, you know, I mean, I don't want to rip anybody off. I'm just saying, like, like he's gonna have his sidekick who's gonna be a pirate. Yeah. In the background right here, that dude. He's gonna have an earring.
Oh, so it's whatever
Ooh, I
word.
got cool pirates. I got space pirates, which are
It's gonna be
I just have the classic ones that are murdering each other.
pirates sworn to death or something like that.
Tomorrow he's gonna launch his new campaign.
I'm very excited about it.
Sue
I
the
just want
shit
you to
out
know,
of him. I'm pretty excited about it.
I'm very excited about my new campaign. Yeah. And I just want to endorse my wine of choice. It's on the Walking Dead wine.
The Robert Kirk label.
Yeah. Special edition.
You should try to launch your book if you're going to do that. You should do that with our characters. You should try to launch it on Kickstarter.
Yeah, I know, right? So nobody on Indiegogo sees it.
See if they let you in or not. See if you can get into the Kickstarter crew. I heard that's where all the cool kids are trying to go now.
Right.
Kickstarter.
You might have to use it. Use an alias. Use a Mike Miller.
And he's gonna have a turtle sidekick,
We're live though,
like
right?
Cyber Turtle.
Yeah, we've been live for a bit. Preston. Oh, when this say tell people to go live or
I
not.
did. I posted it.
Yeah.
I did. I posted a bunch of stuff.
No. You didn't tell us.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you mean your
Absolutely.
guess. He's like, yeah, we're just exchanging bank information. Are we live?
Yeah, you know that dude? Yeah, fuck him. You know.
Whoa. We don't play those games.
Oh, everybody plays those games. Everybody plays those games, and then they see a bit of it on a stream, and they're like, "How dare you? How dare you?" And you're like,
I'm so offended.
"Come on."
Hey, Vinny,
stop
can you
your
scroll up a little
fucking
bit?
Greta
Just a little
Thunberg act.
Trying to.
Oh, going back on that ridiculous stuff with Disney. He's another big artist, Jose Delbo. He's for like, I don't know, 30, 40 years almost. He told me, because I was doing a couple of commissions at a show once, and I had like Disney characters in there. And he ran over to my table and he's like, Vinny, don't do that. I said, what? If they find out, they could close you down for good. I'm like, what are you talking about? He worked for Disney too a little bit, and he goes, yeah, if he sees that any of like their characters are depicted in a way that they don't want, they'll go after the artist and ruin them for life.
Who is? Disney?
Disney.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane. Because a friend of mine had me do a crazy commission with Deadpool.
I don't think that's true at all, to be honest. You know, like I used to have hangups about that until I went to Neil Adams' table, and Neil Adams has posters of everything at his table at shows. Like he has Walking Dead, he has this, he has that, and Neil Adams has worked on none of that.
Oh no, I know that. But was Neil Adams depicting like a Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck
think he did.
in a very gruesome manner?
I don't know. I don't think he did that. No.
Like that was the point. They don't like their characters being depicted in any other way.
No.
I would love to hear what Neil Adams thinks of Mickey Mouse, though, because he probably has some fucking batshit crazy idea.
You know he does. Were you on the stream where I yelled at him? I told a story about yelling at Neil Adams.
No.
No. Oh my god. Did he like critique you or something?
No. It had nothing to do with my artwork whatsoever. He was behind me exhibiting at a show, and I was inking a piece. It was a pretty detailed, crazy piece, and I started right before the show started. And then when they opened up the doors, they cranked up the AC. Well, his banner was above me. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like on like two poles, but it stretches out like across 3.5, 4 tables, and it's nice and high. Well, the air conditioner grabbed the sign like a sail, and it just fell on top of me while I'm inking. I saw a shadow. I turned around and what the fuck? I got up yelling, and his son ran around, and he's like, "Oh my god, what the hell happened?" I said, "What the hell happened?" I said, "I'm working on an expensive commission, and because you motherfuckers couldn't nail down your effing your banner," I said, "Neil Adams almost bought my fucking original artwork." He came around like a few minutes later after I come out to apologize to me. It's like, "Hi, I'm Neil Adams." Like, yeah, I know you are.
That happens all the time though at shows though. Like especially like I was doing a show in Houston. They had the AC turned up so high, dude. Like it blew my whole display down, and my display hit a bunch of glass frame paintings. You know, they had and they broke all over the floor and all kinds of shit like that. It was nuts.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, it was crazy.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? You don't do that whole. I see people displaying, and it's like they're in prison.
Wait, what?
They have those grids. You know, like
No,
sort of
that's
steel
crazy.
grids,
I'm
and they
claustrophobic,
like
dude.
stretch when it's like covers them.
No.
Yeah, that shit.
And then they have like windows. They'll have like artwork hanging out in front of their face, so there's like a little window. It's like a little like shop kiosk.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And like
when I was doing it, I still do it, but I had it set up like a gallery because I had all my paintings in there, and you could go through and look at all my paintings like as if you're at a gallery. Yeah, and yeah, that was really cool. I dug that. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I've seen crazy stuff with those conventions. But yeah, those type of people who cage themselves in, most of the time they will not allow them at like those major conventions.
Really?
Because like if it pushes over onto someone else's table, or you're completely blocking like your neighbors, kind of stuff like that, they give you their guidelines. Like you shouldn't even bring a banner that's like over 7 feet tall or something.
Yeah.
Like those standing ones, the roll up ones you pull out.
yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen guys get into fights at these shows. Because it's like, yeah, man, you're blocking traffic. No one can see me. And those guys, they're spending thousands of dollars just to be at those shows. You know what I mean?
Well, they had
New York Comic Con is not cheap.
no, it's not. No, you're absolutely right. They had people that used to piss people off because they would put their artwork on the back of their banner too. And you had somebody right behind you, and then you got a 6-foot banner, and they got like a 12 or 16-foot banner, and their artwork is above you, and people are like, "Is that yours? Can I get that?" And you're like, "No, it's the guy next to me, whatever." But
yeah, you gotta have some kind of courtesy, man. Some of them are just like really, really nasty.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I had that with a store once upon where it was like, when those they sort of get a whole like block of the sort of floor to themselves, like they're a big store. They were selling like some anime shit or whatever, and they had like basically 3 walls to it. Well, 2 walls, kind of blocking it in, and on either side they had all their shit hung up. So on the inside they had the stuff they were selling on the inside with the shelves and whatever, and on the outside there was all these like anime towels and like flags with images on them and stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that was like just directly. My table was directly in front of just a wall of. So people were browsing.
Yeah.
Not for me, like browsing behind me, like asking me to move my head.
Jesus. Yeah, that's the worst.
I
had one guy. It was an anime show, and I thought I was gonna have like no neighbor, and then
I hate anime shows. By the way,
middle of the second day. Oh my God! Yeah, it's
the girls over there.
It really
I can't
depends.
stand
Like,
them. I just can't. They irritate the shit out of me.
what? Because most of the time it's kids with no money,
It's always kids with no
and
money.
their parents drop them off.
They eat Pocky and
Well,
drink those
that's essentially
weird
what it is.
Chinese drinks or whatever.
They just want to take photos with their friends. I don't know what the fuck. Why they're even at a convention? They should be calling it something else.
Dude, I
Or go
hated that.
somewhere else.
I used to table with it, like my book. I wasn't putting out my book on my own. I was being with this other small publisher. And he was mad into that stuff. He's mad in like cosplay, fucking chatting with people and getting people around the table and chatting. I was like, get these fucking freaks away from me. Maybe like getting a photo with them, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not advertising my book by getting in a photo with these guys. Like, I'm not.
Right.
Sorry, but like, what the fuck did they have to do with my book? I'm not using these fucking clowns as.
Holy shit! Well, the one that they had me next to, the guy who came like the middle of the second day, he sets up, and I don't know what the hell he was trying to sell, what he was doing. He was dressed like a Sailor Moon type of schoolgirl outfit. He had
most types.
Yeah, a bright pink wig. I thought he was a regular like fan who just was gonna rest their shit on the table, and then he pulls out like this like little stereo system and play this horrible music, anime music, so fucking loud. I'm like, what is this? What the hell happened? And then the promoter comes over and goes, is this a good spot for you? Tell them. I'm like, I look over and I'm like, no, this is a very bad spot for him. It's like, why would you put that person next to an artist table?
Oh, yeah. Dude, they had the worst.
Someone explain that to
like
me.
An artist alley.
Oh, dude, I had people selling soap.
Yeah. An artist alley, dude.
Yeah, I had people selling soap in the artist alley. Yeah. Just that big one. This was our Dublin Comic Con, the biggest one over here. And beside me, to the left of me, I had, and I'm selling desk run at this, and I have, to the left of me, I have a woman selling what basically homoerotic anime porn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that happens too. They sell these pillows.
And yeah, to the left of me, no, this was like drawings, like weird, sexually suggestive dudes together, lying down on top of each other. And it was like, it was like Voltron guys and stuff. And she had like young people coming up, like teens coming up to her and stuff. And I was like, okay, whatever. I tried to talk to her for like 5 seconds, and I was like, you're a weirdo. I'm not talking to you.
You were just trying to be nice, and it's. Shit! What did I just do?
Well, I came in. I was flustered because someone tried to kill themselves in front of the tram that morning. So I was already like running late and flustered, and then I got in, and they were like minding my space. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Wow.
And then within 5 seconds, I was like, let me not talk to you. But then to the right of me, I had like, your basic sort of art college graduate that's kind of draws weirdly shaped people, really flat colored, like what's that sort of keychain stuff. No comics, nothing to do with comics, nothing.
Right. Wow.
And then directly in front of me, handmade soaps.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Handmade soaps.
they should have done a combination erotic handmade soaps.
And they're like, this is the worst space for me. I'm not gonna sell any books here.
No, you really don't move a
Oh
lot of
my
books
God. Gonna
because you
come
compete
by.
with people that are selling licensed properties. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
you're not really going to move as many books.
Well, I always found that I'd move books,
Yeah.
but never get readers.
Well, I had this.
And
Yeah, we're marketing this book.
like, because if I sold on Twitter, so they got it within a week or two.
Yeah.
Right.
I would like be waiting, and I'd always get a review. I'd always get a post. They tag me in it and go, got it, I read it, I love it, it's great. They keep following you, and you see them pop up, and they're actively waiting for the next one, actively waiting to see where you're gonna go with it. But
Yeah.
I would sell books to people, and I would like in person, and I would never get that. It's just sort of like they're just sort of paying for. People go and they have just a hole to burn in their pocket, and they can't buy books, so they're like, let's spend it on something else. And
Wow.
I've had it before with people who would read it and would get in contact with me like a year later and be like, I finally got to read that book I picked up from you from
Wow.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The other property I worked on,
One, it's like it's a business cards sort of idea.
Yeah.
Like I stopped putting business cards out because I'm
I don't
like,
do that either.
Oh no,
Uh-uh.
that's
I'm
like
not-
it's just a waste of money.
You know what I did?
That's what
I
I-
would
that's
stick
what
a
I
business
like.
card to the table, and they'd have to take a photo of it. Yeah, I got more followers from that.
Oh yeah, I've done that too. It drives them crazy. Yeah, I had one in the inside of my portfolio, and they will always, every single person tried to grab it and take it out. And it's like, no, I like glued it in there.
Yeah, I was like, no, you got to take a photo of it. They're like, why? I was like, because you're not going to lose it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy to watch that. But I'm really surprised that you didn't have like repeat customers at different shows looking for more of your stuff. That's really strange.
You have that with one or two, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
these people would never reach out,
But
So
that's
they never sort of, they don't read, they honestly weren't reading the books. They just pick up I could sell for, a $5.
Well, you got to realize, like those people,
yeah,
they're not looking for
you know.
Deathsworn. They're looking for whatever the latest hero of the week is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and you're
Right.
not going to hit your target audience that way because you got to hit a mass of people and get those
Oh,
few
yeah.
that actually are into your stuff. That's what we figured out with
Yeah.
Rockabilly, like Road Trip. That was another property I was working on. And if they read it, they got it, and they were hooked on it. But it was getting them to read it. You see what I'm saying? Because it wasn't a spandex book.
Yeah, that was a tricky part.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was rough, dude.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. I got different experiences at a lot of different shows. It really depends, like what part of the country, what type of a show it is, the type of crowd. Yeah, when I tested the Woods for the first time, I paid all out of pocket, so I made a very very tiny number of them, and I brought them. They debuted at fuck, what was the name of that show again? Well, it was in South Carolina. It was by Myrtle Beach, and I had to sell them at a higher price. And you know how difficult it is if you're trying to sell a $20 comic book at a fucking comic book convention.
Yeah.
It's normally like $5 or something, and then they'll jump all over it. But for 20, they'll stop and go, that's too rich for my blood. You got any prints? It was like that type of deal. But at that show, I like moved almost all the books that I had there. I was like, wow, that's how I knew that Through the Woods was going to be pretty damn good. So I used the profits and I made one more little run, and I was selling at different shows. But you know, it worked. I could lower the
Well,
price.
you know, you're also competing with a bunch of garbage books over there too. Like I was at a show and I picked up this one. It was called
Yeah.
City of Venus, and it was so hard to get into. I was
You mean Doc Salem?
Stop stealing my joke.
It was horrible. Dr. Fritz Frankenstein or something. I don't know what's going on there.
Fritz, I don't have links to anything in here either, dude. I gotta put that in. Let me see if I can do it here.
Hell, did you even check on chat?
Yeah, nobody's in chat. Mike Murphy came in chat that said I was going to drop in.
He poked his head in and said, "Fuck this, it's too boring."
Oh, I thought he was gonna drop into the hangout.
Yeah, probably people are over there right now.
Was he just talking to drop into the chat?
Yeah, no, I told him he can drop into the hangout. I sent him a link, waiting for him to go ahead and click on it. Let's see here. All right, here we go. All right,
Well, this is pretty much like a private.
who are we advertising for? Like, so
Huh?
we're doing Doc Salem. Do you have the City of Venus still available on in demand or?
Yeah, it's in demand.
All right, let me get that on there.
I have three live campaigns right now.
Jesus Christ, dude. So much for deliver one and then get the other one.
Oh my god, dude. Well, that's the one good thing though. It's like when you usually grab one book, they'll go back and look for more of them.
Yeah.
So I'm, you know, very grateful for that. But yeah, dude, I totally forgot today was Columbus Day, and the post wasn't open. And I went over there with like, you know, 6 or 7 books that have to go out. I'm like, motherfucker! Thanks, Christopher Columbus.
You bastard.
You son of a bitch.
You got me. You got me to stop.
You got me to stop for a day.
How many books did you put out?
I didn't have to.
Before you actually ran a Kickstarter. Like you said, you put out a bunch of indie books of it before you ran the Kickstarter.
Yeah, it was just like basically the first 2 issues. They're about 20 pages long, and then I wasn't happy with all the shit going on with it out, and so I was like, "Fuck you guys." Well, fuck you guys. It was one guy doing the whole thing, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm doing it on my
Dude,
own."
they have so many snakes with independent publishers.
And then it just seemed like, oh, dude, it's unreal.
Well,
And I was kind of doing it. You know, I haven't made any money off Death Sworn ever. I was doing it. I was getting other work. That was basically just, you know, funding me to go along with doing these kind of weird corporate jobs.
Yeah.
This publisher would source. It wasn't really like a real publisher. It was more just guys doing work together, you know.
Yeah.
And so we would source these jobs that were, you know, like really didn't ask for much, you know. They would take long to do because it's just so many hands like in the stew trying to fucking work it. But when it came down to me doing it, like they didn't ask for much. I could give them this complete shit, and they'd be like, "Wow, that's amazing." So I could always work to whatever I was being paid, you know. Like even if I had to do a portrait of someone that was like, they'd be like, "It's," because I have no integrity when it comes to like shitty corporate work. Like I'm like, this is like I'm just gonna steal money from you because I don't care. You
No,
know?
I'm the same
Just
way.
a paycheck.
I do
Yeah.
the same thing.
Oh, dude.
It'd
Have
be,
you?
I'd be like, they do a 30 euro portrait. I'd be like, yeah, just make sure you send me a high quality photo of the person. Just trace their fucking head. I just put in the Photoshop and trace their dumb head. And it's so funny because you don't realize the complaints you get from people when you trace their head one for one.
No. Well, I got more
Oh my
complaints.
god.
I'd have people being like,
Yeah, my ears aren't that big. My nose ain't that big.
yeah, my hairline doesn't look like that.
I see what
don't
you're
have
saying.
that many chins.
Yeah. Well, I got a lot of complaints. Like everybody would complain, like I was fucking their nose up and shit like that. So I was like, all right. So I'd trace their photo, and I had a few people, like you said, I had a few people come back and they were like, that is not me. that's not what I look like. But
Wow.
you don't want to say like.
I was gonna say,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
you know, I was gonna say like, yeah, horror for the corporate work. Yeah, I said, have you seen some of the covers I did for Blue Water Comics?
No, Blue Water tried to get me to do
No.
work for him, but I heard bad shit about Blue Water.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Blue Water.
Oh my God, they did all these fucking political books when Obama got into office.
Oh, I think I've seen like some thumbnails of that on your campaign or something.
Yeah, I did like 2 years worth of work for those fucking jerk offs. I couldn't believe the stupidity from these guys and all this shit. Like, I got them a lot of PR, because I got on a lot of like local shows and then nationwide ones, for doing these portraits. Essentially, I had no idea what was inside the books. It was like slanderous shit. You know, they went like with like if Bill Clinton was there, they talked about the Lewinsky stuff, and don't make something that salacious if you want to eventually get it into scholastics or into schools.
Yeah, but
because you just shot yourselves in the fucking foot.
I did work
You know
like
what I
that
mean?
before, but it's because I need the money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, same here.
yeah.
Well, and that's the funniest thing. Well, it's a good thing you didn't work for them because there is no fucking money.
No, that's
I was
yeah.
the only person getting paid.
Yeah, they
Or how I found out.
What's that?
All the artists from the books were all contacting me. All of them. Did you get paid? Did you get paid? I'm like, if I didn't get paid, I wouldn't be doing this. And like, we never saw money. I'm like, take it up with him.
No, they
more from me.
Yeah, he tried to do that. He told me, he
Go
said,
ahead.
"Hey, well, we work on commission around here." I was like, "I don't work for you." I was like, "I ain't doing that, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah. So
insane. You know what the really fucking crazy part was? When those books started taking off, because I think I did the Michelle Obama was the first one I got out there. And let me tell you, she was incredibly difficult to paint because she literally looks like a man.
ooh.
Oh my God. It was brutal. I had to do her likeness, I think, 3 times on 3 different covers. Jobs I had to do. Just saying. Yeah, she's just a scary woman. Yeah, no. These guys they made some good money off those damn books. They could have paid everybody, and they didn't. They gave me a little bonus because if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have gotten the spotlight that they did, right? I think they sold between 40 and 50,000 copies of her book. Do you imagine that?
Holy shit.
There's Marvel DC books that couldn't even come near that. And
Dude,
I'm
they
like,
cleaned up on that, didn't
I'm
they?
like, okay, well, we did. And that's why I kept getting paid, because they know without my covers, they wouldn't have sold the books. You know, Hillary Clinton, when she saw some of my covers, and then I guess they had another artist do hers, it looked so bad. She reached out to them and said, she didn't ask, she said, get me the same artist who did the other covers, and she named the ones.
Uh-huh.
It was like 2 days before they had to go to print, like, could you do this? I'm like, you have to pay me extra. Yeah, we'll give you a bonus. And, which was very difficult as well. Because I don't like that woman at all.
That's crazy. Like you have like Hillary Clinton being like, yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, I was like,
that's like
don't remember my name. Yeah, don't remember my name.
You better be careful what you say. You would be. You could be.
Doesn't she have all seizures now and she can't remember anything anyway?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So those books were just like, I guess it's like some shady publisher that basically goes like contacts these weird public figures and are like, we want to do like it's gonna be cool. It's gonna get in the kids stores and gonna get Scholastic, and the kids are going. You're gonna a whole new generation are going to know.
That's too thought out. He didn't think it out that much. He didn't really contact them. He contacted them after the fact. Some people.
What? Oh, because they're public figures, I guess they.
Right. So I think they try to reach out to Ellen and Oprah as well. I did. Yeah, I did an Oprah one. No, I did 2 Oprah ones.
That is so crazy, dude. Like
that was funny because they really thought that they were going to get off her show or something. I'm like, that ain't gonna happen. That is not going to fucking happen.
Jesus Christ.
That'd be funny if you got on, you had to dance.
Yeah, I'll jump on.
No.
Yes. Oh, the Ellen dance. Oh, I thought you meant on Oprah. I'd pull a Tom Cruise.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Holy shit.
Nah, they came off
Fucking
way too
crazy.
shady, dude. I couldn't do business with them. But most
Oh,
publishers
totally.
right now are shady. Like you don't know.
Oh, totally.
I mean, I did some work for Antarctic, and I had fun doing it, and it was a great time.
Mhm.
But I only did it because I got to work with Chuck Dixon. I'm saying, like
Yeah.
that's it.
I hear you.
That was, and
Right.
and that there was no money. I mean, it was $200 for 12 pages. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not money.
Oh my god. You could have sold blood and made more.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like,
Do you think that whole stuff, like I keep seeing Jackson's name on trash, and I'm like, what are you doing?
I
What are you doing, buddy?
well, they're paying him.
Yeah.
You know,
Chuck Dixon.
so
I don't know what that's about.
by the way, support Thrilling
Yeah,
Comics
I'm
on
like,
Indiegogo.
no,
What was
no,
that?
that's not Black Terror thing. Fucking Fawn's doing that, right? No, he's doing all these weird fucking like right wing,
Oh wait, I don't know. I don't know
not
what
right
you're
wing,
talking
but like
about.
these like right wing commentators doing these sort of like self-insert books and shit.
No, I don't know. What are you talking about? Which books?
There's some weird book, and it's like a right wing Twitter guy who is like, just make James Bond comic book, put me in it.
Huh. I have no idea.
Is this that
And
Vox?
it's like this.
Is it that Vox something guy?
I don't know him, but I know he does stuff with him too, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You just. It seems weird because it seems like other people are giving him a job where I'm like, you can just contact an artist and make up your own bullshit. You don't have
Oh,
to.
totally. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, like anybody would work
Why would
with
he
him.
do that?
I'm saying like anybody. So
Yeah. People would put up stuff up front and be like, yeah, let's do it. But it seems like he kind of waits for these other people to give him a task.
well, I know with Thrilling, like they hired him to do a story for Thrilling Comics. And I don't know with Antarctic. I don't know if Antarctic, if that's a Chuck Dixon thing or if it's because that's what I worked on with him was Jungle Comics for Antarctic Press. I don't know if they paid him to do the story or if that was his idea or something like that.
Wait, is that the one with
Yeah,
Kelsey?
Shannon did the first couple of pages or something like that, and then I took over after Shannon, and then I quit. You know, because I want to go. I'm doing Doc Salem, you know, and I'm working with oh god damn it, Micah on a book, you know, and
Mhm.
yeah.
It's weird. I don't know.
You know, there's some weird book. Ethan was talking about it where it was like, is this right-wing guy with Twitter clout, and he basically did this self-insert book, and it's just like their whole angle is this whole culture war stuff. They're like, we're gonna win back the culture war, but it's like this trashy self-insert, like self-obsessed book, and you're like, really? That's how you're gonna win the culture war?
Yeah.
What, like, you just do what Marvel do, but on the other side? And Chuck Dixon works on it, and I'm like,
They're probably paying him a
That's
ton
bizarre.
of money though to go ahead and do that. You know, like I don't think they. Is he working in mainstream anymore, or is he completely out?
I have no idea. No clue.
no, I don't think so, because I think you'd hear a lot of shit.
Yeah, I think it's because of his political beliefs.
That-
Like they,
Yeah, with from under the bus.
yeah.
I don't know.
But I
That's
think I
bizarre.
remember seeing, I think that Fox Day thing he worked on as well. It looked like a Jawbreaker character.
Oh yeah.
It was Q or something, and he looked like Silkworm from Jawbreakers.
Ooh, Richard's gonna
And
sue
people are like,
somebody.
is Fox just... Yeah, Fox is trying to do some fucking...
He was pulling Rob Liefeld.
Oh god,
Dude,
imagine
can
it
you-
took off like that. Like it took off like Deadpool or
Did you hear what they
But
talked
you
about
don't
when
remember that?
Rob Liefeld, like the guy who owns Youngblood, wanted Rob Liefeld to try out for to try Youngblood?
What was that?
Did you hear that story, Richard's like?
You gotta get a little closer
Oh,
to your mic,
I'm
I
sorry.
think.
Did you
yeah, you could get
did you hear that story
get
that
in there. Oh, it's so much
Richard
better.
was telling on his channel about the guy who owns Youngblood wanted Rob Liefeld to try out to see if he'd want him to draw it?
No, I didn't see
That's
that.
what Rob Liefeld was pissed off about because he created Youngblood and he sold it because he needed money.
Yeah.
And now the guy he sold it to is like, well, you
Oh,
could probably
okay.
draw it, but maybe you should do a test page.
Oh shit! Wow.
Dude, that is insane.
Talk about a slap in
I
the
know,
mouth.
right?
Yeah,
That's
that guy
crazy.
who owns Youngblood now is kind of insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew he sold it. Like back in the
No.
90s, like they made
He,
so much
Yeah, I did.
money, dude. Like
But hold on, when the hell did he sell it?
I don't know. It had to be around the early 2000s, late 90s, something like that. I don't know.
Wait, actually, you know what? Yeah, he had to sell it for that because when I was working at McFarlane, we did the 10th anniversary Image characters, and none of his characters were in there.
Oh, really? Holy shit.
Yeah, it was Savage Dragon, Spawn. We were gonna make a Witchblade, but then they said she wasn't exactly from the start, so they had to pick another one of Sylvester's characters, and I did Ripclaw.
Yeah.
We did Shadow.
boys that had Super Patriot in it as well.
You're talking way before me. No. We did like an anniversary edition. It was just I think it was 4 figures. I had a Spawn that was multi-jointed on top of a cross.
Super Patriot was Eric Larson's character. So if they were already using.
Yeah, that was Larson.
Yeah, I remember seeing a toy with it when I was
Dude,
a
I
kid.
love that
I think it was a
character.
McFarlane toy.
That was one of the
And I was like, that is the coolest looking
Yeah.
fucking thing ever.
Yeah, it was badass.
Because I didn't even know anything existed
Yeah,
outside Marvel or whatever.
well, that's it. I think definitely it appealed for kids. That guy's design for sure.
It was cool. I always loved really loved Deathlock. So it was like a cool
Deathlock?
yeah, it was like Deathlock meets
Yeah.
Captain America.
Yeah, I'm a huge Deathlock fan too. I thought he was such an underused character, like Morbius.
Oh, totally.
Well, they just make him trash when they kind of bring him in. You know, when they keep bringing him further and further in the Marvel universe, he's just trash.
Yeah.
I like it in the original where he's just kind of in that weird, like post-apocalyptic New York.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
There's no reference to any Marvel shit.
The original Terminator.
And then they like out of nowhere they do like a 2-in-1 crossover with Spider-Man. And it's like really,
So it makes no
really
sense.
like. Then he slowly kind of starts to merge where it's like, no, he's always been in the Marvel universe, you know. But there was that cool with, I think his name was Blood Wolf and Captain
I love
America.
Blood Wolf.
Captain America travels. Is it Blood Wolf or something? His name? He's just like a like guy with long hair and no shirt.
Oh.
He's one of like the post-apocalyptic sort of warriors.
That was in
it was
they only
something
released him
Wolf.
once, and that was in a darker image. And it was Rob Liefeld's version of Lobo. And his space bike was a gun.
I'm trying to find out who this Deadlock character is because it's gonna drive me up the wall.
You're not
There's
talking about
something
Bloodshot, are
something
you?
Wolf. In Deathlock, he was in the original Rich Buckler run. No, not Rich Buckler. Well, I think he was at the start of Rich Buckler stuff, but then he was in the Mike Seck Seek comic with the Captain America.
Okay.
Like I'm looking at him now, trying to find his name. He's like he's just a naked dude with blonde hair. And he teams up with Captain America and Deathlock.
Just be careful if you type that into Google.
Godwolf is his name. Godwolf. Godwf. I'm pretty sure he never appeared outside of that.
Probably not.
But
Never heard of him, yeah.
villain at the start of Deathlock who was like a he was like a cyborg wolf looking thing.
I
Do you remember
vaguely
that?
remember that one. Yeah, that one rings a little bells.
It was so cool.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I'm curious why they don't try to expand on those kind of stories. It's always the same shit you see all the time. It's ridiculous.
Well, they kind of. I think the last thing with Deathlock they did, well, they just ruin them. They make like 500 of them, and then you're like, that's not cool no more. When you make
Yeah,
500 of him,
yeah,
the
I
whole
remember the
point of him was that there was heart to this guy. That he was a guy that
yeah,
was locked inside death. He couldn't
yeah,
kill himself. His computer wouldn't let him do it.
right. He was like a mix of RoboCop and the Terminator.
Yeah, and he
That's
had that computer. Him having the this kind of narky New York attitude with this computer that was completely analytical.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
You call those
And
wasted characters for sure.
it's like people wouldn't get
Old
it if
Marvel
they did,
had the
if they didn't
greatest
do it.
characters, dude. Like the 70s and 80s. I mean, they came up with such
Yeah.
great characters, and then all of a sudden, just nothing. Like it was crazy. And
Skull the Slayer. You guys know Skull the Slayer?
oh
Know the
yeah,
name.
yeah.
He's badass.
Like
James
Killraven.
Scully.
Killraven was a badass character. I love Killraven. That was Neil Adams' first work at Marvel, I think. And yeah, I love that character. He's badass. Got to hit some more of this.
What was that one? That one they out of all those, they always pick one that they kept trying to relaunch. Was he
Captain Marvel.
Dark Hawk
Captain
or
Marvel.
something? No.
No, it was
No.
Dark Hawk.
Dark
That's
was
what you
word.
thought. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, Dark Hawk. I don't know why they latched onto that character and they wouldn't let him go.
The Dark Hawk, I think they were trying to like duplicate the Silverhawks a little bit with that, the animated,
Oh, for sure.
but
For sure.
they totally
Yeah.
fucked that up when they introduced them in the 90s, because they never had any good artists
Yep.
working on them or anything like that. But they've recently re-released
And
it,
it really,
like in 2010 or something like that, and it was badass, dude. It was really good.
oh, it
Yeah,
was.
they made it to where his suit
Oh,
like morphs into like a Gundam.
oh, you
No,
kidding?
it was badass.
That's weird.
Yeah, now he's a cosmic character.
And what
Yeah,
happened?
it's you.
Oh, they are still using
Well, they
him?
were. I don't know if they still are. That was that was almost 10 years ago. Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
Yeah.
They always kill off the cool characters. I don't, to be honest, the art that they're producing now in Marvel, I don't think they can pull off Dark Hawk anymore. Make him look cool.
They can't pull off fucking Spider-Man anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible, dude. Like I
It's
don't
ridiculous.
even buy
I don't
any.
know.
I don't do anything with Marvel anymore. I just can't do it.
There's only like a handful of artists that I think are still decent or work there, and it's very, very few.
Yeah, they're all doing covers.
Anytime, yeah, that's the truth. Because nobody wants to do interior because they know they're not getting the pay. They're outsourcing as well.
Yeah,
There's all kind of good money. Pepe Larza, that's his name.
Pepe Larraz.
Flores, that's it. Yeah, that dude. He's one of the few that I really like his work, but it's hard to find or get the patience to pick up a Marvel book.
One of the things I find a lot of them,
Yeah.
and Pepe Larraz is a good example because he's great. Like he's amazing.
Mhm.
And then he start doing the whole. I noticed it because I love a lot of guys that kind of have a lighter style than me, like Olivier Coipel. Like I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Olivier
Preston
Coipel.
Acevedo.
And when
Absolutely.
Olivier Coipel started doing like the gray wash and the ink wash and stuff, I was like, this is fucking epic. I love this. And I was
Yeah.
kind of studying it, and then you could see people start picking it up. Like different people would sort of like go like, try like, I'm gonna try doing that style. Pepe Larraz is completely gone with that, doing like cool sort of ink washy stuff. But
Yeah.
one of the things both those guys really lack, especially now, is like they don't have any bite. Like
They're probably not allowed to
everything
have
seems
any
kind of
fight.
smooth.
Well, no, it's like you said though. They're not really doing interiors anymore,
Yeah,
and that's why I think when you're doing sequential artwork, goes up dramatically than if you're just doing cover one.
DC's killing Marvel as far as interiors go. Yeah, like.
Well, look, what's his name? David Marquez. He jumped over. He's doing.
That book looks so fucking good.
Yeah, I picked up
colors in that book.
I have the first one. I loved it. The second one I haven't read yet, but dude, yeah, that guy's work is amazing.
Yeah, DC, dude.
Yeah, I've been looking at those colors especially because it's I never really got into the selection type of coloring. I was always kind of just let down with brush stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I know that guy is like he works on a lot of the other guys, and he's way more like I was looking at that book and I was like, he's doing like a Matthew Wilson sort of like that guy's trying to do Matthew Wilson, but he has like that cool sharp edges. But he's using all these new textures that I've never seen on that. I think it's Alejandro Sanchez or something his name is, and they're so cool because they look super sharp, but they don't have that like cell shaded sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's
like
the Justice League team, I think.
I think Cell Shade's badass. Stupid.
Like I said, there's a couple of really good ones out there. The last decent book that I got from Coypel there is he did with Mark Millar.
Oh, you thought that? I was looking at his art coming in for that, and I was like, is there anything dynamic about this? It kind of looks like it's all sort of just big shots of people's heads, and they all sort of look.
Did you read
weird.
the series?
Did
you read the series or no?
I read it. I was just looking at the art.
Well, that's the thing.
Honestly, I was going to buy it for the art because it's Olivia Coppel, but I was like,
if the art's not good,
well, all right, that's the one thing. No. Well, that's the thing with that book. They paced it to feel more like a drama.
Because it's a Netflix comic.
But I mean, they do have there are very big moments that happen in that book. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, they try to kind of keep the drama.
Spoilers.
Come on, hit it. Give us some spoilers.
Spoilers. I didn't say what happened.
No, say what happened.
But you're dealing with magic, so no, they had some fucking really big things happen in there. I'd say it's definitely worth it. I mean, since you waited, it'd be cheaper, I think, anyway, to get a trade paperback of it. But no, he still does some very cool stuff in there. But
one of my favorite characters ever is Thor.
Oh, mine too.
I drop the H all the time, and Thor is like it's just the best. And when he did that Unworthy Thor book, even though that book went nowhere and it was kind of shit.
Yeah.
The art was still great to look at.
And the colors, Matthew Wilson colors, and I never see Matthew Wilson color like that. It was like really cinematic looking. I was like, this is so cool, but it was just a nothing book. It was like, I thought it was going to be the next big.
Everyone thought that.
Got us out of that slump at Marvel, and then it just like.
Well, I think they kind of killed that book, though.
Yeah. They absolutely killed it. I'm sorry that he's going to fight Thanos, and then it never happens.
Yeah.
Or he's going to pick up Stormbreaker, or whatever it's called. Not Stormbreaker, but the Ultimate Axe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Was sold on that. The whole book was sold like Thor is going to pick up his axe.
I almost have the
and because the collector collected it or whatever, and then it was nothing. And then it was like Jason Aaron came up with this whole other idea where he was like, honestly, I think they couldn't get Coppel to finish it. He did on interiors, and then he started working for DC. So I think they couldn't get Coppel to finish it. He was coming out of his contract, and I think they kind of told Aaron, find another way to do it. And then he ended that book on a random hand picking up instead, and then it turned out that it was Volstagg, and it was like Volstagg was this weird
War Thor
character. Thor.
No, I collected the first 100 issues of Thor, like not from 100 to 200. and Kirby's stuff on there was insane. But when they did the Heroes Reborn series, and I guess a lot of people don't like John Romita Jr.'s work, but
Oh, dude, John Romita Jr.
I
is
love him,
great.
dude. His work is insane.
I like
Yeah.
I like old Ramita the
Yeah,
best.
well, no, I like his work too, but that work that they did on the Heroes Reborn series was the closest thing you're ever going to get to Kirby's work um, on the original
Oh yeah, yeah.
Thor.
No,
And that's all Thor versus Thanos, isn't it?
No, well, it has some of
Like
that in
the
there.
whole story is
Yeah, it has some of that in there, but it's basically like they did that series right, and then they canceled it. But it lasted like 70 issues, I think, or something like that. The
nice.
but they started doing some really cool shit with Thor, dude. Like Siege. Siege was phenomenal. You know, where they were taking down Asgard and all that shit. That
Hmm.
shit was
yeah.
crazy, dude. And
Yeah, that's cool.
but yeah, I don't know. But then they started trying to kill a property. I don't know why. Like it's crazy. It's this SJW bullshit. You know?
Yeah, it's fucking insane. Straczynski's run was one of my fucking favorites in a long time.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, this is too manly.
but apparently he's way too manly. Really gate up. But that's also Quesada though, because Quesada he pissed off Straczynski with the Spider-Man shit.
Really?
Because he had the game plan. Oh yeah, he had the game plan what he was going to end up doing, and with Aunt May dying and all that. And then Quesada stepped in and said, "I want to do that Brainy Day bullshit. We're not going to kill her." He was putting his personal life books, and no one wanted to fucking see that. And he pissed off Straczynski so much he said, "Fuck you," and he walked away from Marvel.
Get out of here.
And that's why all his books kind of had to be finished.
Huh. Yeah, because they were doing good, dude. Marvel was
Yeah.
coming
No,
back a little bit. Then that's it. It's over with.
oh yeah. Well, again, because Quesada should have been fired a very, very long time ago. But that piece of shit, he's one of those leeches or those Klingons when you're taking a dump and it's just that last bit that won't come off, just hanging off your ass. That's what Quesada is.
Quesada, he
I
was a
kind of
better
feel like
artist
that's
than he
what
is an editor. You know?
Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel's like that.
Like I feel like half of the industry is just Klingon, where it's like
Yeah, yeah.
you should be dead now. Like, why won't you die? The beast, he still lives.
We're not endorsing anyone's murder. We're just saying.
No, I get what you're saying though. Like it was I always thought Quesada was a better artist than he was an editor or editor in chief or anything like that. Like he
Well, you haven't heard my story then, huh? That he ripped me off a couple
I
times.
heard the one where you were supposed to do Spider-Man. And you know
Yeah. Well, he also
what's that?
he traced over my sample work that Joe Kubert handed him.
Oh no. No, I don't. Did you
Just
tell
to-
me that story?
Just,
Ooh.
I'm trying to think. Like no, I don't think you
but
did.
he yeah. So, some of the context of what kind of scumbag Joe Quesada is. So.
Drink and drive.
Yeah, no.
Bash Joe Quesada.
I think Carl's heard some of my stories of Quesada.
Yeah, I think you did it on an EVS stream or something. I think.
I did it on a couple streams. I know that, but yeah, on EVS, I didn't get a chance to finish because I was having internet problems. He was getting all into it. He wanted to hear it, but yeah, no, my fucking internet crapped out.
God, that sucks.
Yeah, no, but that guy's a pure piece of shit. Me and my brother almost beat the fuck out of him at Toy Fair. Where the after parties.
Jesus Christ.
Had I seen that book, so it was his Sins of the Father book that Daredevil thing. He was a guest of honor at one of the after parties. And he was trying to promote that book, and he was giving it out for free, signed copies, right? And he had stolen credit for a statue design I did, and my brother sculpted for Diamond. That's why we were at the party and stuff too. But I want to put him on the spot because I had already done an interview at Marvel thanks to John Romita Jr. He got me a pretty cool little, but the guy was too low on their little totem pole, so it didn't go anywhere. But Yeah, no, with that whole thing with Quesada when we were there, I said, "Oh yeah, let me see if I could shake him down for some work since he screwed me over. Maybe he'll have a soft spot."
A soul.
Boy, was I surprised! Well, because of the whole thing with the statue,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So when we were there, I'm like, "Yeah, we worked on something together." And he saw it, and his hands start shaking. Our portfolio was shaking. Like, what the hell's going on? He was getting all nervous because he saw the samples in there that Joe Kubert gave him.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was trying to read him. Like, I didn't understand what was going on. He was getting so scared. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then he's like, oh, yeah. Well, I keep passing you along to an editor at Marvel. Just drop me an email or something. He hands back the book, and then he runs to the back to grab his shit. And then we heard he didn't even leave out the front door now. He leaves out the back.
Holy shit, dude.
And the guys at Diamond, they go, where the fuck is Joe? And like, what? We paid him X amount of dollars to be here as the guest of honor. He was here for 10 fucking minutes and he left. Scumbag. Also, he demanded a fully loaded limousine.
Get out of here. He's got that kind of pull?
And he lived, I'm not kidding. They said about 2 or 3 blocks away. And he demanded a fully loaded fucking limo.
Jesus Christ.
With the works. So, yeah, this guy's a prima donna and a half. So anyway, we were going to leave. Like, we were laughing about it. But what the fuck? Why was he shaking? So we took one of his stupid free books. When we got home, I finally thumbed through it. And I saw he had my artwork in there that he had traced.
Get out of here.
I'm like, this is why he was shaking. And this is why he fucking left. Because if I saw that while we were standing there, I said, motherfucker would have been picking up his teeth off the ground.
Vinny, you got some anger problems.
Only towards people who try to fuck me over.
Okay, well, I was kidding about
Otherwise,
that pirate.
I'm one of the
I was
nicest guys
kidding
you'll
about
ever
that
meet.
pirate that I was drawing. It was.
I know you were. But yeah, could you believe it? Someone who is the editor-in-chief of Marvel at the time, and he's fucking tracing sample work.
That doesn't surprise me as much as you think it as it probably should. You know what I'm saying? Because things have went downhill for a long time. My first experience with dealing with somebody that had worked for Marvel or DC, he was a writer, and he had purchased a indie property, you know, and he wanted me to work on him with it. I had to redesign the costumes, all this kind of stuff. And he got with another publisher, and the publisher's like, okay, well, you know, I don't know if I want Preston to do this or that. I kind of want my artist to do it. He had a stable of artists, right? And he wanted his artist to work on it because it would cut me out of the pay scale. And so they started blowing me off. They're like, well, we're going to have you work on the special edition, you know, and it's going to end when I say it ends. So just keep working on pages until I say, like, that's enough. And I was like, that's not cool.
That's not.
Yeah, and he made a bunch of promises. He was like, so instead of paying you, I'm going to give you like a piece of the property and blah, blah, blah. And I never got anything in contract. I was young. And and I was like, okay. And we kind of went back and forth on email a little bit. And then I started getting wise to what was going on, like about 20 pages in. I was like, okay. I was like, let's go ahead and sign contracts and get some shit done. So I made up a contract. I sent it to him, and that dude, he blocked me. that was it. It was over with. And ever since then, like, you know, it doesn't matter what their credentials are. Like, I always get contracts made. You know.
Oh yeah. You have to. Well, I made the same mistake when Marvel reached out to years later when they started, because around that time that's when I taught myself how to computer color. And I just said I'm just gonna up my chances of working anywhere by you know, getting more shit done, and being able to draw ink, and now that I can paint, I'm like, yeah, that'd be perfect. So yeah, they saw some of my work. Different editors reach out to me. They were gonna make it one of my Captain America drawings. They were gonna make it a cover, and they asked for a Thor piece. I given them that. And then I didn't hear anything. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, where's my money on this? And they go, oh, instead of paying me, they go, "Oh, could you do another character? Could you do the Hulk?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you going to pay me? Because I have bills to do and I have other work to do. I thought you guys were going to fucking be paying me. You guys didn't."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I saw about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months later, they used my Captain America as inspiration for a cover to the video game.
Inspiration.
The entire pose, or instead of using it to another fucking division of Marvel. I'm like, look at this horse shit.
I'll be honest, dude. Like I started getting a lot like really callous, you know. So like when I did
Yeah.
have those opportunities to take advantage of exposure, I was so callous at the time that I didn't take advantage of it. And I should have, you know, because there are jobs that you do for exposure. You just do it because it's
Yeah.
good. It's good for your image. It's good for, you know, to get your name out there and stuff like that. And I know a lot of guys are like, I ain't doing shit for exposure. I need money. You know? But somebody told me, he said, look, the boss never pays. It's always the people who follows the boss that pay. You know? So,
Mhm.
you know, so I missed out on a couple of opportunities because I had you know, was looking out for cash instead of what I should have been looking out for.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So you'll never hear me
Well,
say.
again, I don't know what the fuck. Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes no sense if you had these editors who are, you know, they love your work. They said they're going to use them, and instead, they use them at their own leisure and don't fucking pay the
Well, no,
artists.
what they were doing to you, they were just using you. That wasn't exposure. That was
Oh,
just
yeah.
them like milking you for as much as they could
That was
get, not
bullshit.
paying you. Maybe they wrote
Yeah.
you up as being paid and they just took your paycheck or something like that. You know, I don't know.
Well, I know those editors were rotated about a month or two
Oh,
later.
really?
They didn't stay there. They bumped them and got them out of
I
there.
wonder how many
So
artists
who the hell
started
knows? You're
complaining
probably right.
then, you know? I mean,
Exactly. That's another great
yeah,
question.
because
Who the fuck knows? But this is what I'm saying.
uh-huh.
Problem with Marvel and DC. They have to clear an editorial. No one's doing their fucking jobs. No one's vetting who they're working with or for. And it's like, and all books are suffering for it. Artists are suffering for it. You know,
Yeah.
retailers, they're all closing. But yet
Well, I
everything's still.
remember like editor the old guard, you know, they were the guys that were proven, the guys that knew their shit, the guys that knew story and how to structure this shit out and could teach people, and, you know,
Right.
bring in new guys and help them out. Editors are just sort of like social media handlers.
Well, Jim Shooter's too old to
Yeah.
work
Stuff.
for
Oh, yeah.
Marvel anymore, so.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't. I don't think he would want
No,
to.
Jim Shooter, dude, I'll tell you right now, like if I owned the company, like he'd be the first guy I'd be looking for. Because Shooter still got it,
Oh,
dude.
hell yeah.
Like I've met the guy, I've talked to him.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's a genius when it comes to building a company. You know.
He seriously is.
Yeah.
Right, look, I'm looking at the credits in this Deathlock book. It's Deathlock the Demolisher.
The original?
Astonishing Tales
I got it.
26. And so you have Rich Buckler, art concept plot, Doug Merritt plot, Roy Thomas edits. Like, that's fucking, imagine Roy Thomas as an editor.
Yep.
Like,
Unbelievable. Yeah. That's people who gave a shit. That's why I was going to work with one of the last good ones, Ralph Macchio.
Oh, that would have been awesome,
With
dude.
when I was doing Spider-Man, and guess who I would have been working with? Mark Miller or Millar, or however he fucking
Millar.
pronounces it. That's the writer I was going to end up working with. You know, but yeah, Quesada had to be a fucking cunt.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know
dude.
what it is.
I'm looking at Morty's credits.
Yeah.
Rich Buckler, pencils, Klaus Janson, inks, and colors. Editor Marv Wolfman. It goes from Roy Thomas editing to Marv Wolfman. Imagine if it happened today.
Right?
Equivalent of today's writers doing that for Marvel books.
Jesus. That's
Dude,
crazy.
you look through like I got a bunch of those vintage books. I collect all of them, dude. And that's another thing. I guess I'm lucky to be an artist because I wouldn't have as an extensive collection as I do if I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I've
Yeah,
traded
dude.
so much art for comics. It's crazy. But But yeah, I mean,
That's
that
funny.
Deathlock, I probably got a $20,000 or $30,000 collection because of that shit. But yeah, I got all that shit. Like,
Well, shit, I just have the
yeah.
trades. I have the big ass collections. I don't even have trash. I mean, I think I have some.
Yeah.
I have like I don't know if it's I have that first appearance Nightwing book.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't even know how much, but that's worth though. But I remember buying that and it was nothing because no one knew about.
Deathlock.
And then like he kind of exploded
Yeah.
lately. And yeah, I don't know. I have tons of trash. If I see something I like, I pick it up. And usually the stuff I like is like Mark Silvestri, X-Men, and the
Yeah.
X-Men. So I
Yeah.
That's the
pick up.
thing.
Those are fucking those are beautiful
Yeah, I got to
books.
rebuild my like classic image collection, like with the old image stuff. Yeah. But
Mhm.
like the first things I started collecting was I started building a Kirby collection where it was like Mr. Miracle, all that kind of shit, like the fourth wall and all this stuff that I was
Oh,
doing. And
yeah.
dude, like I read those books, and you know how it's hard to get into like vintage books because they're written, they're dated. Like those books,
Yeah.
dude, those books are insanely good. Like, I mean, they're still dated as far as the link the like the lingo, but or the slang, but I mean, are really really good. Like, I didn't think I'd like OMAC, and dude, I love OMAC. Like, that's a badass book.
I read on Multiple Earths, like the original Gardner
Mhm.
Fox, Mike
Hmm.
Sikowski, and it has that old timey fucking weird sort of dialogue and everything sort of everything in between the panels is explained.
Yeah.
Like I was stunned by the action,
Yeah, yeah,
even though it's stiff way. I was like, this is just pure action. Like, this is just plot, like plot after plot, like just people doing shit. There's a really cool scene I always remember with it was Superman and Green Arrow, and I think who was it? It was Dr. Alchemy. They were chasing him down. I think Dr. Alchemy turned the street into tar, and that stuck. Green Arrow couldn't run after him, and then oh fuck, Superman was trying to fly by to pick up Green Lantern, and he turned a fire hydrant into kryptonite. So Superman and Green Lantern are stuck there, and Dr. Alchemy's getting away, stuck in this tar. And then Green Arrow takes out a lead paint arrow, which is like an arrow with a bauble, like a capsule full of lead paint, and he shoots it
Uh-huh.
over the kryptonite fire hydrant, and the lead paint blocks out the rays from the. Superman gets back up and he rips Green Arrow up out of the tar, and they go and they get Dr. Alchemy. And I was like,
That's awesome.
only like 3 panels or something. It's like super simple, but it's just that over and over again.
Yeah, that's the one thing I
And they
loved
also
about
had
it.
like dumb shit with Wonder Woman would do her spin. She would like drill into the center of the earth
Right.
head.
but didn't it seem to you like those books wouldn't end? Like they just went on forever, you know? And you got your money's worth
Yeah.
with those old comics. And there wasn't any more pages. It was just the story was richer. It was full. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You gave a shit what happened on every damn
Yeah.
page.
It's like real estate is
You
precious.
know?
Now real estate, they just give it away a
Absolutely.
penny a piece, dude.
Dude, what they're doing now, they'll waste page after page after page. The whole fucking book is all useless now.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I even looking at? It's ridiculous. But that's why I think, yeah, DC, their interiors are way the fuck better because they do have artists that still give a shit.
Yeah, yeah. DC is the shit, dude. Like you'll never. I'm not slamming DC. I mean, they fucked up too, but they just haven't fucked up as bad as Marvel. Like Marvel's like fucking retarded right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
given time, 5G is coming.
What's 5G?
Have you heard about this?
No.
So Dan the Dio on his quest to make everything make sense for some
Oh, I
reason
heard about that.
he's gone and he is stripping the timeline back. So he's making everything count in the timeline, and so he's splitting it into these 5 generations. And so it's like I think it's like I don't know, the Wonder Era or somewhere at the beginning. So the DC superhero timeline begins with Wonder Woman.
What?
Space era, the space generation, and then it's Superman, and then it goes in Crisis, and then it goes to Flashpoint, and then the whatever 52 or whatever, and then they're introducing 5G, which is the new generation, which is going to be aged up. Jonathan Kent, they aged him way past Robin. You know, like Robin's like
Yeah.
I don't know, like 8, and they made like John like 15.
I heard about
Oh my
that.
God.
Yeah.
They've like aged up people, and they're moving people so that they become. It's that whole rumor with Luke Fox becoming the new Batman.
The only thing I don't like about DC
Okay.
too is that they keep restarting everything. Like they keep restarting the universe like every month.
Yeah, well, they're going like full Marvel with 5G. They're doing Teen Lantern, which is Brian Michael Bendis'
Yeah.
Oh God.
like
That guy.
Brian Michael.
He's destroying them. He's really fucking them up.
You see, after EVS left
Well,
Green
dude, he only
Lantern,
writes one character. He writes like hacks into people's shit, and it's
Hey,
like,
Carl.
how come every time you write a black teen, she's always a criminal?
Carl, that guy has a baby
He's-
arm.
he's-
You got to fix that arm, Carl.
Oh, baby arm. This arm? Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to cheat it and get in some shadow.
No, I'm fucking.
I have to like go back or whatever. I only realized that I was doing things, and I'm like, I didn't draw this guy's fucking arm. I drew a hand.
You have it.
I drew a hand in space, and I have to figure out how it works.
Super force perspective.
I asked Sween to come on the channel, and he wouldn't do it. He's too embarrassed for what happened on his channel.
What happened to this guy?
Oh no, it was insane.
Dude, it was nuts. I tuned in to see what was going on, and it was just him drunk, just saying blah, blah. It was nuts.
Holy shit.
He's like, I want to talk about Doc Salem. I was like, no, we're not. We're not doing that.
Oh Christ. That's funny shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, hold on. Yeah, we were going on about Bendis, what the fuck he did. But yeah, no, I think when they got him on Superman, that was the biggest mistake they could have
Oh
done.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
That was just retarded.
I liked Super Sons.
I mean,
I thought Super
I-
Sons was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the first couple of those as well. No, yeah, I enjoyed those.
Then they fucked it all
But again,
up.
that was that other, yeah, that Spanish artist. He was doing a great job
Yeah.
with it.
I thought they kind of did the same thing with Super Sons that they did with the I think it was the Pat Gleason Batman and Robin comics,
Right.
where Pat Gleason was doing that Batman and Robin comic, and then Grant Morrison is like, no, we're gonna kill Damien. they were like, are you kidding? Like
We're doing great.
my job is Damien. Like, why are you doing this to me? And they kind of, I think they did the same thing with Super Sons, where they had to restart Super Sons as like a kind of,
Yeah.
because Bendis took Superboy out of the picture. It's
Yeah.
like, no, we're sending him to space, and he's gonna come back like aged up. And so I think they restarted it, or they set it like outside the canon, or like before it happens. I
Well,
guess.
it was
too
super
fucking weird. I
retarded.
mean, yeah, well, if you have something working, yeah, they really thought like Bendis was going to make the sales even better. No, you had something good that was working. Like, I never really picked up Superman that much, but when what's his name? When Lee Weeks started working on it with Dan, what's his face? Dan Jurgens. I was hooked. I was like, wow, this shit's good.
Dude, Dan Jurgens is
You know,
old school too.
I was really,
Like he's badass.
oh, totally, man.
He was writing that.
And I don't know, are you guys?
Go ahead.
Say that again?
No, Dan Jurgens was the writer for the Heroes Reborn Thor.
Before. Yeah. It was good, but I never got the Reborn. But no, what he was doing with Superman was fucking great. I think it was Lois and Lane. I mean, Lois and Clark. It was like a miniseries or something. But I was hooked with Lee Weeks' artwork because that guy, like, he changed up his style from what he was doing like in the '90s and stuff. And dude, his work is phenomenal.
Yeah.
If you've seen any of it, he also had like a Daredevil run, which is really good. But yeah, do you have something that works? People are buying it. You hear great things about it, and they go, "Oh wait, we have Bendis coming, better," and you alienated everyone.
Yep. Destroyed the franchise on it. I mean, that was so awesome, dude. And then they killed it. Like they just killed it. You know, I don't even.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, like Doomsday Clock, I think has been really good. I've enjoyed it, but again, everything's on Jeff Johns' time right now. So if he's too busy, or like if an artist is running late, what are you going to do with these storylines? Because it looked like a lot of it was all they were banking on that, right? Because he was going to merge Watchmen and fix up the New 52, and they gave a reason why 52 happened. You know, everyone's excited for it, and then it takes forever for these projects to come out. And then you have the rest of the books going like, okay, what are we supposed to do? And now you're telling me like they got this other new stupid series that's coming, 5 generations of what? And then, dude,
yeah,
they sound so ass backwards.
This guy is the worst editor in chief.
Well, it's like I always hate that idea when people try to make sense of continuity, or they're like we're gonna explain why they don't age, and it's like
why?
Because
Why do
he
you
has
want
the
to do
same
that?
fucking molecular structure as Bugs Bunny. That's why he doesn't fucking age. No one cares about Batman aging unless it makes a cool story, unless it's Dark Knight Returns, you know?
Yeah.
Like, no one is looking at it.
All of a sudden, we need to make sense of the when they do New 52. It's a younger Batman. He's 25. Was there a reason to even say his age when they fucking made them new? No, there wasn't. Like you said, he's not drawn to be an old man unless it has to do with the story. So what the fuck was the point of all that? If they left out the ages, there was no need to fuck around with any of it. You remember?
Well, it's like continuity never mattered to me unless I read that other story, you know?
Exactly. Because
I think that's what they miss out on. It's like on the story itself, people fill in the gaps in their head, or they just don't care because it's Bugs Bunny.
Or it's
a Looney Tunes episode, and I was like, wait a second. Did I get the full story arc before this one? How did Yosemite Sam get his hat like that?
Well, how come the dynamite didn't blow them up completely? How come they only had blackface? What's going on?
Was Bugs Bunny involved in some radioactive fallout? Is that why he can talk? Is he a mutant bunny?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's completely nuts.
Why did Gossamer hang out with the Martian?
Like I kind of had some hope that he was going to reform himself a little bit when they were talking about like he was so stunned that all the like old issues are outselling the newer DC, stuff. And I thought he would have been like, well, shit, maybe we should go back to the old method or something like that. No, he never did that.
I had the same discussion, bro.
Yeah, well, there's been a couple of those false starts. Like CB Cebulski was that.
Yeah, he just went
CB
stupid.
Cebulski and Joe Quesada was a false start. Everybody was like, they're coming back after those two. What was their name? I can't even remember the name. Alex Alonso, and who was the other guy? After they got Tom Brevoort, was it? After they kind of got the boot.
Oh, I have no idea.
Joe Q and CB were gonna come back. People were like, "Oh, I remember Richard Meyer made a video where he's like, this is the start of like real Marvel's coming back."
No, yeah, Richard makes a lot of it.
And it's like
he really doesn't.
You're like,
yes,
it's like it's gotten worse.
As soon as I heard it, I knew it was gonna get worse because I know CB is a fucking a bullshit artist. I used to deal with him back in the day.
Really? Jesus, who haven't you dealt with?
Dude, I'm telling you, the horror stories I have, I could probably just do live streams on those.
Yeah, I've decided I was going to tell
Content.
my country stories, because I grew up in the country, and we used to do the stupidest shit to entertain ourselves. Like we did this thing, and this is going to sound really,
Man,
really bad, right? But it's called pull a snake.
Oh god.
Yeah, we would tie fishing string to an inner tube and pull it and hide in a ditch and pull the inner tube across the road when a car was coming, and they would stop and back up over to what they thought was a snake. It's
oh my
crazy.
God.
Yeah, dude, we used to huff gas and go do that.
Well, that explains a lot. Dude, don't do that. Huff and gas.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore.
Only on weekends.
But there was absolutely nothing to do in the country, dude. It was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Except for draw.
Yeah. Sure, I do stupid shit.
That's it. Oh, dude, we did some stupid shit. Yeah, we used to have firecracker wars.
Hey, I'm happy. Firecracker. Oh my God, I used to do those too. Now and
Yeah,
then.
we used to go in the woods
shit,
and
yeah.
shoot rockets at each other, Roman candles and M60s, like throw them like grenades and shit.
Oh, we do like the chain and the fireworks and throw them at one
Oh,
another.
it was great,
That's what we
dude.
used to do.
Yeah.
I remember they banned those smoke bombs as well because people used to throw them underneath cars and the cars on fire. Some funny shit.
Dude, we used to do
That's why they started coloring them.
we used to do the same. We used to do that with well, we'd go underneath the car and we'd tie some nuts and bolts to a piece of string and put it on their axle. When they started their car, they'd be like, what up?
That's just me. Oh, fuck.
Shit was awesome.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, if you ever want your kids to get in real trouble, move out to the country.
Oh, fuck. You know, I'm happy my Photoshop is cooperating tonight. Last time I went on stream, this fucking thing wouldn't work at all. Every time I put a line down, it was like, I don't know, as thick as my pinky. I was like, what's going on? Why can't I make a decent line?
Is it the memory? Like your memory isn't.
It's gotta be. I mean, I have i7, but it's old. I know my graphics card isn't that good either.
So you don't have a desktop. You have a
This
laptop?
was no, I have a desktop.
Oh, okay.
It's close to 7 years old.
You got a Macintosh?
No, I got an HP.
HP. Yeah.
I picked up Manga Studio long ago, and I never looked back.
I love Manga Studios.
Manga Studio kicks Photoshop's ass.
Which version do you have?
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
Well, it's called Clip Studio Paint now, but Clip Studio Paint EX.
Like Manga Studio 1 was
Things
made.
where EX is like they have one called Pro and then EX, and EX is like EX is what should be called the Pro one, because EX is like the full featured one, you know. But I guess they call the Pro one. I don't know why they call the Pro one.
And you have the Pro one, you said?
EX, but it's weird.
EX.
It's like, yeah, it stands for. But EX is like the full package, you know.
It's a one-time payment.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh wait, I'd waive from something up. I don't know. I heard something recent. I think like for their iPad app, it's a multiple payment thing. I don't know.
Manga Studios, like the original version,
something changing over recently.
The first version was made for comic artists. Like it was specifically made for comic. I mean, it was the greatest thing ever. And then they tried to make themselves more like.
I have like a.
Yeah. Then they tried to make themselves more like Photoshop. And this, like the second and third versions were like a cheap version of Photoshop. I don't know where they're at now. I don't know if they surpassed Photoshop or, you know, you would know better than me. But
I don't know. I mean, they're cool. They have some texture stuff. I think the emphasis is still on efficiently, you know.
Yeah.
And
And you could do all the same shit with it. All your drawing, your
yeah,
color, textures, all that stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Are you guys using a
Everything.
And it's
Cintiq?
just, and it just,
Are
huh?
y'all using a Cintiq or are you using a Wacom pad?
I'm using
using
Cintiq. Well, it's Wacom, but it's a Cintiq.
I'm using a Huion, which is like a cheap Cintiq.
Ah. Yeah, I had a Bosto, but I've been
What about
thinking
you?
I'm doing everything traditional. I'm
Gotcha.
using a number 2.
I'm using that number 2, you sons of
But
bitches.
I've been thinking of actually been
Back
getting
there in the
a
Stone Age.
I've been thinking of actually getting a Cintiq because I want to do more coloring and stuff like that. So I don't really want to switch back to doing digital art, unless and maybe inking. I don't know, but I hate inking, dude. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. But to do coloring, I think I want to go ahead and get a Cintiq for that.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah. They're not that expensive anymore either. They got a cheap one now. That's like it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the newer ones have, but it's still pretty badass. And it's only like $1,200.
Yeah, I got mine at a good discount because I use I like the built up credit from Amazon.
Ah,
Got mine at almost half price, I think.
hmm.
So it was pretty good. But yeah, again, I've had this one for maybe 8 years now, something like that.
So you wore it out?
But yeah,
Huion is pretty good, but I've never been able to compare it, so I can't really say
I had a
what it's like
Bosto,
compared
and
to
I
a
thought the Bosto was the shit.
Cintiq.
But my buddy has a Cintiq from the 90s. And he said that Bosto like doesn't compete with a Cintiq from the 90s as far as like,
holy shit.
precision, So, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one thing that everybody says with the off brands is that as far as precision, they don't compare to a Cintiq.
gotcha.
That might
Wow.
that might help your work, Carl, like getting a Cintiq.
maybe.
You look that subtle shade you're throwing.
Oh, really? I didn't even think it was shade.
Yeah, no, I got it when he started giggling. It'll help your art, Carl. And then he went,
I had a little Mike Miller laugh.
yeah, right?
That's awesome.
Oh, shit. Shit snorter. Oh, fuck. Yeah, 'cause
What size is your Cintiq?
24, I believe.
Oh, it's big.
Yeah, this one's a big one.
Yeah, I got a big one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think my Huion is like 18.5 or something.
Yeah, that's small.
Okay.
And on those like 13 inchers. And I'm like, how the fuck do you not go blind?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. That's crazy. That's fucking
With
insane.
the iPad Pro, because people keep saying that's fucking great for drawing, and Clip Studio have a iPad app that's supposed to be great. And you have like the cloud and stuff, and I was like, that might be cool. But then it's like they update it like every 3 months.
I've thought about
Is it a
getting one
new
of
iPad
those.
Pro or something?
Yeah, but the screen size isn't that big, I don't think. And I like a big screen size. So I thought about
Yes, about
huh?
doing stuff digitally all the time is you never get that like, can you like sit and chilling with a notepad on your lap?
Yeah.
Like, I like to do that, but be able to knock some stuff out digitally.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. It's it kind of, I'm torn sometimes depending on what I'm working on, because I like that freedom as well, and almost like that tooth to the page. But then when I'm working digitally, I don't want to see that tooth at all.
Well, the new
Crazy.
Cintiqs, they come with a frosted glass or something like that, like a textured glass, so it feels like paper tooth. And you don't need
Yes,
you don't slide on it or anything like that. And it's also
but I thought
they eliminated.
Well, over time, does it?
What's that?
No, over time though, doesn't it get smooth?
I don't know, dude. I mean, now they have. I mean, Gorilla Glass. I don't think you have to worry about that. But
Oh, I never heard of it.
but they have a new thing to where there's, you know how you put your like your stylus on the glass, and there's kind of a separation between the stylus point and the glass. I think the newest
Uh-huh.
antiques, like the expensive ones, they eliminated that.
Oh no
Yeah,
shit.
they laminated it, and it kind of eliminates that, so you ain't got to worry about that anymore. That
Wow.
used to
I'm
drive
curious
me,
to try that
yeah,
out.
dude, that used to drive me crazy with the boss stuff. Yeah, just like, God damn it,
Pasta.
God damn it.
It's funny shit. Dude, I don't know. Like, I think even with mine though, I was supposed to get some kind of an adapter to get more of the HD quality, and I don't. I just have like, the DVI connection.
Yeah,
I don't know. I couldn't find an adapter anywhere, at least not by me. I'm like, well, I could see it clearly. I
I
mean,
could see it clearly.
if I had an HD, how much more clear is it going to be? You know what I mean? Like my eyes feel like they're falling to shit a little bit now. So I'm like, well, it'll balance out either way.
Well, what they're saying too is that frosted glass that they're doing, like the etched glass, they said it kind of dulls it out, so you blacks don't look black. You see what I'm saying? Like it's kind of cloudy.
Oh no
Yeah,
shit.
that's the only drawback about it.
Oh, dude, that would suck for coloring.
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, if you were trying to color on that would suck because everything would be
Yep. So you don't get an accurate picture of what your colors
have,
look like.
don't have that pure black.
Yeah. You want to see your fucking pure blacks. That's for sure.
So
The black's pure.
Right. Oh shit. Yeah,
Melting
I'm
bush.
kind of. I am. Have you thought about doing like what I'm doing and do like another layer where you actually have gray, so that way like you're not killing your eyes?
Oh, I've done that a couple of times. I do it every now and then. Yeah.
Okay, I was curious, and then I'll take a look over to see what your progress as well. And I'm going, yeah, because for me when I started doing that, it's helped my eyes tremendously, man. Because I just went so bloodshot.
Yeah, I do that every now and then, but sometimes I even do it way lighter than you because I have to put a bit of wash into my inks.
Yeah.
So you kind of need to have the white to see exactly how much you're putting down, you know.
Well, yeah. Sometimes when I do like a wash in there as well, I'll do it like after the fact. I won't do it. I'll finish all the line work first, and then I'll do another layer and pop it in.
do you guys y'all wear
But
glasses?
I haven't really with the colors. If I know I'm coloring something now, I'm sort of like, I don't know if I'm gonna be putting too much washes down. I think I'm more about just trying to knock it out now, you know. Where
Yeah.
with the Ashcan, because the Ashcan's black and white, like, and it's real more manga inspired, so
Yeah.
I'm using a lot more. You
I
know,
think
like
we have
the first.
No, I was gonna say, yeah,
Sorry.
we have a very similar approach. It seems.
Yeah, the first time, like when I started, from the first issue of that Sworn, it's very like, I put gray on everything, and like I was almost like just using wash on everything.
Mhm.
And then I noticed when I was doing that I was basically coloring it twice, you know, because there was just the wash just wasn't, no matter what gradient maps or anything I used, just wasn't picking up the depth I wanted.
Yeah.
And then that kind of evolved, and then I got to the point where I was just using washes to kind of just isolate, you know, like different sort of textures or different like darker patches in costumes, or you know, if I wanted to put something in the foreground or the background and really separate it like they do in manga.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you evolve your style and change a lot of shit up.
Yeah, man, that's one is gonna look kind of crazy because the first book, it's really like my it goes from like my real first try to make something like really good.
Are you
know,
including the old
like my
issues?
first try to go like I'm gonna really make a comic.
Are you including the old issues of
What was
Death
that part?
Sworn in that first book?
Yeah, well, it's the same story, you know. It's just instead of doing it, breaking it up into issues, I'm breaking up to these
So
books
it's
because even if
almost.
it works better for me because with the shipping from over here, you know, like if I have people buying 4 or 5 issues,
I bought 1 issue.
it's going to cost more in shipping than it would in exactly it. It's going to cost more than buying 1 issue with all I was collected, you know,
No, I get it.
over time.
No,
So
I was just wondering if you like, because like it's an 80-page story. I was wondering if you included like the original like the first issues you put out, the ones that you put out floppies with that shitting
yeah, no, that's the first part of the story, you know.
Yeah. All right, sweet.
Like it's the same. It's just I'm just putting it back into this new form. They already have the first 2, and then a lot of new ink, and then I expanded that, and then added a new intro, and that kind of bumped the pages up
Yeah.
a ton.
Nice. That's cool.
And then it's cool because it has the covers from them as well, and they work as chapter breaks. So
Preston, dude, that looks cool. That little
Let a car.
speeds that you got there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always about putting cars into the characters I make. Like the cars actually got to be another character. Yeah. So I try to make it as interesting as possible.
Okay.
Like the last
That's awesome.
the last book I worked on, Rockabilly Road Trip, we built the car and we were supposed to put it on display and shit like that. But when we was filming the trailer, we ran it into a ditch.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and the guy, we couldn't afford a car because we need a 1921 Model T, you know, a T bucket to go ahead and make the
Wow.
car, like build the car off of. And we couldn't afford one, so we
Yeah.
got a guy to donate one. And when he found out we ran his car in the ditch, he was like, "No, I want that shit back." So
Wow.
we had to put it back to
You
what it
don't-
originally looked like. Oh, maybe I can.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find a picture of it and display my
Yeah, yeah.
desktop.
I'd love to see it. Dude, that sounds awesome.
Let's see here.
all right, dude, it's like 4 a.m. So I'm gonna tap out. I got that page done. I'm done.
All right.
Oh, cool. Nice, man.
Bastard.
That's it.
Yeah, man, no
Nice.
problem.
This is fun. Got some work done
Totally.
and talk shite. So
Oh, but yeah, it was a good time, man. And yeah, well, I'll try to get you on mine hopefully this week.
yeah, that will 11 Eastern works great for me. So
All right.
whenever, yeah, just hit me up like whatever day, and I'll make it work.
All right, dude. Awesome.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's do this
I'll
again.
see you.
Have a good night,
It was
buddy.
fun. So let's do it
Yeah,
again.
definitely.
Oh yeah, totally. I'll try to get more people.
What's that folder? Gay porn? What?
Yeah, no, my buddy.
All right.
No,
I'm,
here, check it out.
I'm gonna go before this.
It's all
goes.
movies.
I'm gonna.
There you go. It's all movies from the video shoot that we did. Like not gay shoot. It was. That's the car. You see the car? Yeah, that's when.
That looks badass.
That's when we filmed the.
That's definitely not gay.
Yeah, we filmed the road trip
Wow,
movie, like the movie trailer.
dude, that's wicked.
There you go. This is a better picture. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow. Shit, man.
Yeah, that's it right there. And we ran it into a ditch. I mean, it was cool. We just pulled it out, but
You crazy
the
bastards.
guy like freaked out about it. It was crazy. It was a good book. I had fun doing
Well,
it.
wouldn't you?
What's that?
If that was your car, wouldn't you freak out too?
We built it though. You see what I'm saying? We just had to go back and restore it to what it was. Yeah. Like, but the book came out fantastic.
Wow.
It was great. I don't know. People freak out about the stupidest shit.
It's still your car.
Still you call.
Nothing got ripped apart.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nice.
Now, let me see if I can get rid of this.
That's very cool. Yeah, your style look a little bit like one of my friends, Nick Bradshaw.
Bradshaw.
You familiar with him?
No. What does he do? Like,
He did he did work with Marvel as well. I think he did Wolverine and
oh
the
yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, because it sounded
yeah,
familiar.
yeah. No, he's a good dude. But yeah, I noticed like there's a similar style to with both you guys work, which is pretty cool.
So you have some connections
Yeah.
still with with Marvel and DC and shit like that, like on.
Oh, do
Yeah.
I know some of the artists still. I'm friends with a few of them, but editorial and stuff, no.
Yeah. From what I heard, when did
No, they keep.
editorial take
Well, they
over?
keep
Like, you know what I'm saying?
dude,
Like, when did they start making creative decisions like that?
yeah.
Like, it used to be the writer and the artist would
Dude,
team up and do shit, and editorial would be like, "Well, we can't go that far." You know?
yeah. Well, yeah, an editorial should be checking on spelling errors and shit like
Yeah.
that.
I don't know. It's just weird.
Not pushing their cat photos and videos and telling people what to do.
Make Spider-Man gay.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm sure that's coming next.
Well, no, I mean that's what they're doing now. I
If
mean, they're making decisions like that when it's not. It should be the writer's decision to go ahead and say, you know what, let's go ahead and do this. I think it'll sell more books.
yeah, of course,
Like that's how it used to
of
be with
course.
Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and stuff like that. But now, I mean,
Yeah.
things have gotten.
Again, you're talking about people who cared and helped create these things, and now everyone's just a fucking blowhard.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
100%. Yeah. What are you gonna do? It's insane.
I blame you.
I'm actually kind of happy that you got me on here, because this page, I've been meaning to digitally ink this for a while. I've been doing other pages and working on other stuff, and it feels good to get a little bit more work done on it.
Well, you know what, dude? I figured we need that. We need a drink and draw. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You need something.
that
Yeah.
brings everybody together. Like, it gets shit done. Yeah. And the only problem
yeah.
is nobody's drinking. Except for me. I'm the only one drinking.
We're just wacky as is.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, dude,
I keep you drinking right
this
now.
should be a thing. Like, people should be doing this, you know, especially in Comicsgate. You know?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, because people want to see the process. They really do.
Well, they want to hear us
From
bash
what I've
each
heard and
other
what I've
too.
seen. Yeah, and yeah, just regular fucking random stories of stuff.
Yeah.
Because we've all done shows. We've all had encounters with some kind of
With the dark side.
people in these companies. Yeah, the dark side.
Yeah. So I'm hoping this will grow a little bit. Like, we'll get more people in here and we'll have some fun. Maybe somebody will get drunk. I was hoping to get Sween in here and let him get really fucked up and do stupid shit.
Oh man.
No dice.
No, he's cool. I like him.
No, I like him too. He said he's a little embarrassed. He doesn't want to show his face for a little while.
Is he that sensitive?
I don't know, but that show was bad.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think he took it down too.
Yeah, you guys said it was you both said it was a shit show, but I didn't really hear much detail of that.
It wasn't a shit show, but I could have swore it would have got banned. I was like, all right, everybody associated with this is getting banned.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it was bad, dude. Like, any rule that YouTube has, he probably broke.
Shit. Well, I know I was on a stream or two where somebody dropped a lot of racial stuff, and yeah, I think it was on Wangers, and they he removed it like immediately.
This was
It's like
this was along those lines. It was close.
oh, shit.
It was fun. It was cool to cut loose like that a little bit, but yeah, I don't know.
Right. Well, I know, like when Sim does it, he doesn't really go live. Because I've been on a few of them. Just a lot of times he goes way too late, and I can't focus on and chatting when it's really fucking late.
Yeah.
Not with a room full of people.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like it when it's a bunch of people. The only problem is you got to try not to step on each other while you're trying to talk. Then
Yeah.
it gets confusing.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must too. Like, or if we couldn't hear you, because I know earlier we couldn't really hear you that well, and I caught you talking a little bit. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, should we stop? Or, you know, it's like if the mic's close to your mouth or not, it makes a big difference on whether we can
I
hear.
can tell you.
You know, if it's our turn. Or,
I can tell you right now what I'm planning on doing. Probably tomorrow is going to get a headset. You know, like
oh, you don't have.
like Kyle has. No, I have a Blue Snowball, like a mic. It's
Gotcha.
really good, but it doesn't really do much for when you're doing this kind of stuff. You know, because your
Yeah.
face drifts away from the mic so much that it becomes a problem.
Yeah, I have one that's literally just like sitting on the table, like and moving around. But and then I have like my the earphones.
Yeah.
Which I need new ones because these fucking suck. My ears feel like they're bleeding right now.
Jesus. Yeah, but you know, that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Go pick one up. I got to go. I actually got
Nice.
hired to do a cigarette boat because I do airbrushing too. And
Oh, cool.
there's not many airbrush artists left. Like I might be one in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
million or something like that. You know, but they had
Wow, that's awesome.
well, I got hired to do a cigarette boat, and I'm getting paid really, really good on it. You know, so I'll have the money to go ahead and swing for that kind of stupid shit.
Oh, good shit. Yeah, I just had to watch my fucking finances because you know renting shit.
Dude, if you're a working artist,
so-
you have to watch your finances. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
first thing you
totally.
learn how to do is manage your finances.
I know. That's the main thing, though. I mean, like, your number one working tool, you should fucking go all out on, and that's why I need to get a better computer.
Well, exactly. Like that's why I don't have a Cintiq yet. It's because that's not very
Yeah.
important to me right now. But it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, trust me. I held off for years before I got mine, and I only got mine because, like I said, I got it for practically half price.
Yeah.
So
They're not that expensive
yeah,
anymore. Like they used to
definitely.
be like $2,000 or $3,000. Now it's not.
Right.
They're nowhere near that price. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you can pick up a good one.
But do they last as long now?
Well, they started doing it to where they made some to where you like anybody can afford it. You know, but it's still just as good as any Cintiq. It just doesn't have like certain shortcuts, you know, and buttons on the you know, shortcut buttons and shit like that. So,
Okay.
but it's like if you want a Cintiq, but you don't want all the crap that goes with it, you just want the quality of a Cintiq, you can get this and it'll work.
Right.
You know, and
All
they go
right.
as cheap as
That's good.
$600.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, in case mine shits the bed. Yeah, it's good that there's cheaper options out there.
Yeah, yeah, I might have to do it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. The whole computer shit. Because again, I'm self-taught with everything. Like I don't really know much about computers.
Me neither.
So it's I'm always learning.
Yeah, we had a flood, and I got a chance to upgrade, so I did. I was like, fuck it. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah, Mother Nature.
It's cool. Yeah, because yeah, a couple of guys told me, yeah, gaming computers would be better for you.
Oh,
I'm
they
like,
are, dude.
really?
Yeah.
And like, yeah. It's I didn't know that until recently. I'm like, oh yeah, then I'm fucking definitely looking at a gaming computer.
Yeah. Gaming computers have all the
Because
video memory you need to go ahead and support your shit. Yeah, you're good.
Beautiful. That's very good. Yeah, because I know a lot of people go, yeah, you can build your own and go on this website. I'm like, that's great and all, but like, I don't know if I'm missing other things or, like, I wouldn't fucking know. My ass from my elbow when it came to that. I want to be able to plug the fucking thing in, put in my my Photoshop, and get to work.
Well, that's what I was like too. Like as far as building a computer, I don't know what I need.
Yeah.
But I know what I needed to support.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it's true.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I had a friend a few years ago who she's really awesome. She's very smart, but she goes, oh yeah, I build all my own computers. I'm like, really? Okay. So she was giving me the lowdown. She helped me build one a while back, and it was only a temporary one though. Because like she let me borrow one of hers or whatever. And I'm going like, it's running okay, but I don't see a big difference.
Yeah.
And then like when I eventually had like mine fixed, and she told me like not long after that one that I was using ends up shitting the bed. So I'm like, well, what's the difference then? Should I just go all out and get one that I could just plug in and I don't have to worry about anything?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this, when I heard they were coming out with solid state, like I had a choice between this one and a water cooled solid state. And I didn't get the water cooled because I'm not that responsible. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna remember to change the water out and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like I'll forget about it, and then one day it'll shit the bed, and I'll go, "Oh fuck, what'd I do?" And it'll totally be my fault.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And because we're artists, we're always fucking doing so many different things. We can't always keep up with other
Yeah,
shit.
dude. And plus, you do a lot of. I used to do a lot of digital painting too, and I know how much memory that takes up. You know, so you need something
Mhm.
that's a solid state where it starts up immediately. It doesn't use a lot, like it can handle that amount of memory. You know, and it's quiet.
Right.
Like my
Yeah.
computer.
Because I was looking at one. I talked to another guy. There's one that's kind of okay for
Uh-huh.
1,000, but then it has a processor that I don't normally use. It's the AMD Renza or some shit like that.
Mhm.
And I'm not familiar with that. I've always worked with i7s,
Yeah.
and there was I said, so what's the big difference between them? And he goes, oh, these new ones, these new AMDs, the last 2 years, they're on par with i7. I'm going,
Well, here's the deal.
well,
Like
for like 2 or 3.
anything you get
Oh,
is
go ahead.
going to be obsolete within 6 months. You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't worry too much about like I think I got an i7 processor in here. And but I got a gaming computer. I made sure to get a computer that can handle any game that they put on the market right now. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
the
Yeah.
so yeah, dude, I mean if it can handle that, it can handle me doing digital paint, it can handle me doing like pages in it and all that shit easily. Like
Right.
easily.
Mhm.
Because you're not going to play any
Yeah.
games on it, are you? I mean, do you game or
No.
I ain't got time to
The
game,
only
dude.
gaming I do is on my is on PlayStation. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I never do PC gaming.
Oh, this is cool. They got barbed wire like around a cork. Cork stains
Whoa.
red.
That is cool. Nice. Yeah, no, yeah. With those processors, like I think for like $200 or $300 more, I'd rather just get one that has the i7 because I'm more familiar with how it runs and how long.
Mhm.
I think I had one computer that had an AMD in it, and it was always fucking up. I think I'll stick with
Yeah, stick with
with
what
the
you
slightly
know.
more expensive one.
But the
Yeah.
processors are
Okay.
always upgrading. You know, I think I think the latest processor I got is like an i7 right now. I don't know. I don't really keep up on it. Like when mine goes out, if it ever
Yeah.
does. I mean, I've had this
Yeah.
computer for maybe 3 years, 2 years now. So it's already obsolete.
Mhm.
But but when I bought it, it was the top of the line gaming computer out there. So
Right.
so it's gonna last a few more
But again,
years.
it's
Yeah.
well, yeah. Well, that's the thing. If the next computer I get, I want it to fucking last between like 7 years or some shit at least. Um, and like you said, be able to handle everything that we're working on. Because I know I have a shit ton of files in the computer, and I know the more you have in there, the slower it runs too.
Well, I got external hard drives to keep a lot of my backups on.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
No, I do the same. I do the same thing, but I know a lot of times, like I still need to have specific files in my computer. Like let's say I started coloring this page, and I have maybe 3 pages earlier a similar color scheme, or I want to match up the right way, and that kind of shit.
mhm.
So it's like I'm not going to just put that on my external. I'd rather just still keep it in my computer.
No. That's the externals are to
Um,
back up whatever I got on my computer. Like a terabyte is dedicated
yeah.
to just storing whatever I got. You know what I'm saying? Like jobs, audiobooks, whatever I got.
Right.
And so
Nice.
that's what I use my storage for on my computer. and I back that up to an external hard drive just to have a copy. But
Mhm.
really, what I should be doing, and I keep thinking about
Right.
this, and I really have to do it, is go ahead and do an online thing like a Dropbox, like make that official. Because
Yeah.
I keep thinking if there's a fire or anything like that, like it doesn't matter how many backups I have here, it's going to be
Oh
gone,
yeah, yeah.
you know?
Right. Hmm.
So I'm still thinking about
Good.
that. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I know that the books that I've done, I have them on Dropbox.
Yeah.
But that's because I was using a different printer as well. The new one I use, I could just go straight from my computer and just give them the files like that.
How many books have you done so far,
But
like besides City of Venus, like comics?
well, yeah, I had the 3 issue Through the
Uh-huh.
Woods. Yeah, that was my first campaign. It was before I knew how any of this worked, all the crowdfunding and the kind of like the retweets and all that stuff, and the whole community.
Yeah. I'm still getting used to that, to be honest.
Yeah, but I got wrong information too, and like my campaign goal was set fucking crazy high, and it shouldn't have been. But again, I didn't know how any of it worked, and I think I pulled in like and on that campaign, which I mean I had enough to print and fulfill, but like I made like nothing. But I mean, all the fans who got it, they fucking absolutely loved it. I mean, and I made sure everyone was fulfilled.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was still all right because I still had some books and I sold them at shows, so like I wasn't hurting or anything. But at the same time, it was very disappointing for me. I've been selling them at shows and they were doing fucking awesome before I did crowdfunding. And
Yeah, no, I get that.
yeah, I
You
thought
know, that's got to be rough too. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you got to build that audience anyway, and I didn't know that, so that's why I'm relaunching Through the Woods in early 2020 as a collected version. Because I did them as single issues all in one shot. So I did like 3 floppies. If you backed it, that's what you were getting.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was trickier too because I literally I had to print 3 books and ship them all out together. But that's also because of the collector thing about it. Because like I know if I was gonna get a series like that, I would prefer to have them single issues just for like the collecting aspect of it.
Well, I'm a collector. I love collecting comics.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I put something out, I like to think of it like, how would a collector, take this? You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and
Oh, totally.
yeah, like ash cans and all kinds of stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff. I think that's the shit.
Yeah. Well, that was my approach. So I mean,
Yeah.
the art books that I did.
The art book's a good idea, dude.
Prints
That's a nice
anymore.
touch. Yeah.
The art books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's because I had so many of them. Oh, and that's the thing. So like all the times I got fucked over by these companies, I decided that, I'll make prints and bring them to shows like everyone else, and I'll make my fucking money back.
Uh-huh.
And I did, and that's how I built a huge fan base at these shows. Because I've had other professionals come up to me like, "Are you working for Marla DC yet?" And I went, "No." Hey, how? How are you not doing? This work is amazing. I'm like, well, let's talk to them. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I know one thing. I have fans on my side. I have professionals on my side. I know editorial is fucking pure garbage.
Well, that's the same thing with me a little bit. Like I had fans on my side, and I had professionals in the industry that were like, well, you got to try this, you got to do this, And dude, I just got tired of submitting. You know what I'm saying? Because you do a 3-page spread, you submit it. You do a 3-page spread, 4-page spread, you submit it. And then they don't like they don't care. You know what I'm saying? And then
they don't.
And I started getting frustrated. I was like, dude, I actually told them this, the guys from IDW. I said, look, I'll do it for free. Just put me on a title. Let me prove myself, and then you can pay me if it's good enough, whatever. I don't care. And they're like, oh, don't sell yourself short. I was like, but you won't hire me.
Oh, yeah. No, trust me, I've been through the same exact conversations. So trust me, I think everyone and their fucking mother has heard that from artists as well.
Yeah.
They really don't give a shit. They really don't. But a company like IDW, that's fucked up people working for them as well.
Yeah.
So it's everybody's hurting because of they have horrible people in positions that shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
How could you have all those properties for movies, televisions, all this crap, and fuck up almost every single one of your books?
Exactly. That's my whole argument.
How
you
is that
know,
possible?
Is
Yep.
right now
Insane.
where books should be selling like they have in the 90s with all the publicity, all the new fans jumping on and everything like that.
Yep.
And the comics companies are suffering. That makes no sense whatsoever, dude. None. And
Yep.
but everybody's fine with that for some odd reason. Like for the first time in forever, a corporation isn't trying to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like they're perfectly fine with losing money
Yeah,
as long as they're politically correct. You know?
which, you know what? It's not even that. It's they're getting on the band. All right, so editorial and those kind of people, those in the higher positions, they're getting on the bandwagon for the simple fact that they don't have to worry anymore. They have stock options now. They have Disney stock options, so they don't give a shit. If Disney goes, all right, we need more Latinos in our books, or we need more characters to be trans or black or this or that, they're happy to do it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. The books don't have to sell. Fucking Disney just wants new IP that they could turn into movies, television, products like fucking socks, underwear, blankets. That's all it came down to now. That's why no one gives a shit. Editorial doesn't give a shit. Nobody does. You'll have the rare occasion where if they want to really push, like, all right, so X-Men, they went down the shitter, they canceled all their books, and then what do? They hired Hickman because they know Hickman's the only guy who has the fucking brain to make anything work.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So they go, we need X-Men to be a hot property again because we're eventually going to do new movies and cartoons and shows and all this other crap. So it's that they make the decisions based on that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
I see what you're saying.
unbelievable.
Like Disney, that Miles, he doesn't give a shit about comics. And to be honest, like the total, so comics is $1 billion industry. One movie makes $1 billion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the total sum of the industry is made within one movie, and that's not even Marvel's part. That's the total sum of the industry. That's mine, yours, everybody. You know?
Yep.
And I get why Disney doesn't see it as a big deal, you know, but everything all this stuff sprung from comics, you know, like Batman, Superman, all the Ninja Turtles, everything all this shit came from comics. Even some of the other stuff, like oh God, hold on, my brain's malfunctioning. Watchmen, yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy. And you got to respect that industry, but they don't. They have no respect for it.
I don't give a shit. Hollywood's a cesspool, and that's what ended up turning Marvel and all these people. They all want to be celebrities.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? Corporate raiders. Like they go in, they tear a company apart, and they sell it off piece by piece. That's what this all reminds me of.
Yeah, more or less. It's so weird. But then look at AT&T. They say that they're disappointed. They don't like the fucking sales of what's going on with DC Books. So whenever they want to pull a plug, they can, and they probably will.
Yeah, they probably should.
I think that's probably. I think they definitely should. Aside from a handful of books that are out there, I think it's all garbage.
Yeah.
You know, one of the smart things is they tried to branch out a little bit. There's an artist I've absolutely loved since I was like in high school, who they got him to do a two book Batman story.
Which one?
The Dark Prince Charming, and Enrico Marini.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with him. He had a lot of stuff that was printed in or reprinted in Heavy Metal magazine.
Oh, that's awesome.
He did He did the Scorpion, a book called Raptors, about these two vampires, they were brother and sister. Phenomenal artist, but he's like the number one, like one of the most famous ones in Europe. and because Jim Lee used to live over there, he knew about him, and he convinced them, and they helped bring him over to do a Batman story, and he did his. It was so fucking good. He wrote the whole thing. He painted and drew it. Yeah, and it sold out immediately. People barely even knew who the hell he was over here, but because it was something really cool, and you could see he got total freedom to do whatever he wanted. He redesigned Harley the Joker. His Batman had more touches of like I'd say like Christian Bale
Yeah.
to him. But his Bruce Wayne was fucking super badass as well. He was the first one who put Catwoman and Batman together. He has a couple officially before they started pushing it heavy in the book.
I submitted to. Have you ever submitted to heavy metal? Heavy
To who?
metal?
I didn't catch that.
Did you ever submit that?
No, I never did.
I have, and I got a book that got accepted. The editor sent me an email.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he said that they're 2 years behind schedule.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so he said if you're willing to wait, he was like, we'll publish it, but it's gonna be 2 years before we get to it because they don't do 12 issues a year anymore. They do 6. You know, and they got a backlog of stuff that's been building up that has to be printed.
Wow. I think isn't my buddy like the editor in chief over there now? Tim Seeley.
I don't know. Let me see if I can find that email. Let me see who wrote it. I thought
It
it was
might
the
be.
editor. That let's see here.
Well, I think he got a pretty high position, if I remember correctly, over at Heavy Metal. Tim Seeley, the hack slash guy.
Here it is. I got it. Dan Burge.
He's the editor in chief?
Yeah, Dan Burge. It says he's the submissions manager. Yeah.
Oh, he's submissions manager.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say the editor in
No,
chief.
no, and it was funny the way he worded it too. He goes, "Okay, here's the deal."
Oh shit!
Yeah, like I was totally expecting.
And it was gonna.
What's that?
Oh, you were expecting a rejection.
Oh, totally. Like, because I got rejected by everybody for Road Trip. Like, nobody would touch it. Like, everybody, like, we got a bunch of fans that like it, but no editor, well, no publisher wants to touch because they don't know how to sell it. You know, it's not a spandex book. It's more like V for Vendetta or something like that. You know, and so yeah, dude. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna submit it to Heavy Metal. And see what they think about it. And so yeah, dude, he said, look, I mean, we're about 2 years out. So if it's still here in 2 years, then yeah, we'll publish it. Yeah. So it's like, all right, fuck it.
Wow. Well, if you're busy with Doc Salem, and by the time that happens, yeah, you might as well fucking.
Well, the book's finished. Like Road Trip's been finished, but we can't do nothing with it because we couldn't find a publisher for it. You know, and I had partners on that. I want to do a book with no partners.
Are you gonna?
That's why I did Doc Salem.
Yeah.
Something that I can say, all right, I want to do this, and this, and not have to get cleared by anybody.
So if they see good numbers with Doc Salem, you think they'd be interested in releasing it as an Indiegogo as well?
You mean
Your
Road
partners?
Trip? Or
yeah.
I don't know.
No, Road Trip.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I can talk. We tried doing an Indiegogo for a Road Trip to try and get a short made, like a short film, because like we want to see what we could do with it, you know. And we got the chick who played in who played one of the lead characters in The Purge to play the female like heroine.
Oh, nice.
In the trailer.
Yeah.
And
what happened?
The trailer went over well. Like everybody liked the trailer, but we even got this band, the Vulture Club, from the UK to go ahead and do the theme song. But
cool.
Yeah, everything turned out cool, but nobody wanted to touch it afterwards. Like we couldn't get anybody to pick it up. Like we couldn't get the comics sold or anything. Weird. It was crazy. You know?
The hell?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows anymore? what's hot, what's not.
Dude, I gave up. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna do a spandex
Dude, please.
superhero from here on out. So I came up with Doc Salem.
Yeah, I've had enough horror stories in my life that could last, multiple lifetimes.
Yeah.
That's why I just decided I'm just gonna do shit on my own and fucking go for it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought of when I decided to do Doc Salem.
I've had projects stolen by Hollywood turn into fucking TV shows.
Funny you should mention that. I can't talk about it here, but I'll talk to you about it later. But I have the same thing.
Why don't we go? Why don't we go off then?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, because we've been going on for a while anyway, and then you can just tell me in private before we jump off.
All right. Yeah, let me cancel it. See what we're doing here.
Cool.
See you guys later. Stop stream.